Welcome back to BTF and Dubs. It's me, it's the RONE with the OTG. Guzzy, how you doing, son?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, my broski. But I'll tell you what, WWE shit right now. I think we can just turn off the podcast.
Oh, it is a hot mess. No, it's good for content. It's good for content.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. For content.
Good for content. Yeah, man, I'm good, but this product is leaving me irritated. Oof. It's leaving me frustrated. It's leaving me. I don't know. It's not.
It's leaving me empty and hollow inside.
I know.
That's how I feel after watching every Raw and SmackDown lately. Except the one we went to. That was dope.
Yeah, because we had the vibe.
Yeah.
And they gave us pretty much everything we wanted.
But I'm pissed. I'll just say it. I'm pissed. I'm upset. I'm really annoyed. I'm really goddamn annoyed. To be honest.
I'm frustrated. Like I am annoyed. I am
probably a better word is frustrated than pissed. Because if I cared more, I'd be pissed. Yeah. But at this stage, I kind of don't.
You know what? I literally thought to myself, the way that shit's going in WWE, I am now genuinely sitting on the fence of being one of those people where I'm going, I'd rather sit and watch AEW. Just AEW, because WWE is leaving me so frustrated with the way that it's going.
Well, let's get into
it. I won't.
Yeah, no, because we're
so frustrated. It's just really frustrating.
Because a good soldier never leaves his platoon, and unfortunately, we hitched our wagon to WWE a long time ago. Shit. But
I mean, we did leave it for a good chunk of years, but we're back and we're invested in it now, so I think it's worth it.
And I don't know, man. I mean, we got a lot to cover, which is weird to say because there's a lot to cover, but there's no substance to any of it.
No, the thing is, since we did the Night of Champions,
which is what's good. It was good, and the Raw after was really good. I don't get it.
It's just been, it's just like the title says, it's just been a hot mess for us.
Hot mess. There's a reason I specifically asked the AI gods to put a dumpster fire in the thumbnail because I feel like that's what it is.
I do love how if you pay attention to it, like it says bookings and storylines on the papers.
Oh, I put that in specifically in Photoshop. I did that. I added that part.
That is just man.
Sami Zayn was on there as well. Yeah, I did all of that.
It's just ridiculous, but yeah, why do we get it? Where shall we start?
I'll tell you what, because I was going to come in hot with the main event because it really annoyed me, and obviously, as a Sami Zayn guy, you're a Sami Zayn guy. I think you'll understand why I want to start there, but I think it was the main event, so let's ramp up. Let's talk about the nothing burger that is the rest of Raw and SmackDown. I think, right? So first things first that I'd like to talk about is the Judgment Day. What are they doing? Nothing. Why are they there?
Like, what is going on? Yeah, we got that. Like, we had the fun moment where Danhausen cursed Liv at Night of Champions, and then she lost and everything. But I have no words. I genuinely have no words. I can't get it out because it's so pointless.
Well, that's what I was thinking, because is JD and Dom Mysterio now just straight up feuding with Danhausen? Because they trashed his clubhouse. Cool. They're heels. They do that. Yeah, fine, I get it.
Stole his Knicks jersey, which by the way is a felony. So thanks for getting them arrested, WWE.
Yeah.
I mean, you get all this fantasy security getting arresting people, but they literally stole someone else's property. It's
that, in all fairness, Danhausen has electrocuted people. So, I mean, I'll give them a little leeway there. Maybe there's obviously. So anyway, but I mean, we digress already, right? But so I don't know what's going on there, because I assume they're either waiting for Saturday night's main event to unveil, Corbinhausen, whatever he'll be called. If it is Baron Corbin, it's obviously not Sheamus anymore because he's left WWE. Good for him. Yeah. We'll chat about that a little bit later. Did take me off guard. I mean, I'm not surprised, but anyway, I digress. Yeah. But I don't understand. This is exactly like what we were saying a few weeks ago when it comes to like contract signings and how there's no sort of like, why is it so important that Gunther gets a contract signed? Or in storylines you have a section where it's like, oh, but my lawyer needs to come in. Like, what exactly is it that they decided? Oh, you know what's really funny is Danhausen owes people money.
Yeah, but what? But why? Like again, what for?
What for? You handed him bags of cash.
Yeah,
and he didn't do shit. And now you want it back. Like, okay, if you left $100,000 at my doorstep, it's gone. I'm sorry. That's on you. That's 100% on you. You gave it to me.
Yeah, he did. Again, so in this case, he didn't steal it. You handed it over to him. That's an exchange.
That's an exchange. And you know, we deal with a lot of clients. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your clients aren't happy. Doesn't matter. No, doesn't matter. That's why you don't pay up front. 50% deposit, you get the job done, and you get the other 50%. This is basic business. Danhausen understands this.
Danhausen is a clever man.
He's a clever man. I mean, just look at his weird, Dr. Robotnik, building out a science guy laboratory that he somehow is able to transport from stadium to stadium. Good for him.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. This is again, it's a mystical entity in its own.
Mystical entity.
Which is what he is.
Yes. Yeah, it's the one mystical entity that actually were booking fairly well up to this point.
Yeah.
But now I don't get it. So we also have like The Miz and Kid Wilson who were reverted back to factory settings of saying their catchphrases, but now they've sort of switched over. They Freaky Friday'd it.
Yeah, but they're also not just saying their own catchphrases because they're saying
people around them. Yeah. But then Zack Ryder, who's not Zack Ryder, is saying Zack Ryder things. So how do they get involved? I don't understand. This is what I'm saying. This is the very long version of this is stupid.
Yeah, give it up.
It's done. Either you're gonna beat the shit out of Danhausen as heels, or let it go. I don't get it.
But we've also said that, like we've said this so many times as well in the past. Just disband the Judgment Day. What is the point? Like genuinely, what is the point of them?
Again, I don't get it because you're not doing anything with Dom Mysterio right now. Somehow, the one of your biggest heels on your Raw brand, your main brand, has become a background character, and he was always more in the background, but as a sleazy heel guy to Liv Morgan or Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now he's sort of even more of a background character to Liv, her two cronies, and they are cronies now, as far as I'm concerned. We'll get to that match, right? And JD McDonough, who has more screen time and more voice to even the promo on Raw this past Monday.
Yeah,
JD spoke way more than Dom did, and he's again. And this also, I don't know. I'm already ranting. This is a hot mess. I'm going to be a hot mess right now because they're a hot mess, right? JD has a thing where he's fully electro as well, like everything he kind of touches electrocutes him, except not all the time. So is it a big deal? Is Liv cursed? Because again, consistency wise, she bitched about it right after to Io, then they beat Io up, and now she's not complaining about being cursed anymore.
No, but at the same time, so with that, if the whole of the Judgment Day was cursed, then why is nothing out of the ordinary happening to all of the Judgment Day? I know that Liv is specifically cooked. We've seen him do that, but they're saying that Danhausen's cursed them or whatever it is, and he owes them money and all this crap.
Yeah.
But what is specifically? So good to your point on like Liv being specifically cursed, but like you say, when they came out and they beat up Io after she did her address where she challenged Liv and everything.
Yeah.
If Liv was really cursed, when she went for Oblivion, she would have slipped through the ropes or something ridiculous would have happened, which is fine. But the
turnbuckle explodes.
Something bizarre, right? Like we've seen happen. But that's not being cursed. That was just she then flat out lost to Io Sky. That's not having a curse on them.
No, that's you lost because a better wrestler beat you.
Because you had Danhausen curse The
What?
Miz and Kit Wilson, and a bunch of crap happened to them in the middle of the matches.
Yeah.
You know, the fire extinguisher wouldn't go off, and when Miz pointed at himself, it went into him. When they opened the money box, it all exploded in their face. Whatever. Do you
Yeah,
know
it's
what I mean?
little things like that.
Fireworks going off in the corner when Miz was standing on the corner, or Kit Wilson, whoever it was. But shit like that happening in matches. Nothing happened in Liv's match against Io that proved she was cursed. She just lost it.
Just lost it. So, and then they beat up Io on the follow-up Raw, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't see them on SmackDown because they're not SmackDown people. Fair enough. Again, we'll get to that. Jesus. But then on this past Raw, there's a match between Raquel and Sol Ruka, right?
Mm-hmm.
Raquel's going for the Intercontinental Championship for some reason. Cool. She called her shot. She
won
it,
but
yeah,
but I know it's like, okay, we need to find a way to get some kind of gold to us because they failed in several attempts to beat Brie and
not because of the curse.
No, because they just were shit.
Because they were shit. So again, yes, their whole thing is, we want to bring gold to the Judgment Day. We're a big old family. Hooray, huzzah, ooh, whatever. But they have a really cuck match. I'm gonna say it. I didn't like it. It was boring. It didn't do anything, and also it made the Judgment Day female side look incredibly bad.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, actually, what made them look bad was the fact that in the first week, going back, Io fought off all three of them. Yes, they did eventually get in the numbers game on her, but she fought off all three of them, right? There was a moment where she literally had taken them all down.
Yeah.
This week, Io is still able to take out Liv and Roxanne. And Raquel's getting involved for what? Like, she's arguing and shit. You're in the middle of a match, right? And this always fails to... I fail to comprehend this. You're in the middle of a match. If someone is out there supporting you, i.e. Liv and Roxanne, let them deal with Io. You're in the middle of... You can literally take advantage of this by having a one-on-one match, which you were dominating.
Your opponent's down in the middle of the ring while this is going on.
Yeah, you were dominating. And, you know, I don't know. I agree. It wasn't a fantastic match. It just did nothing. It was pointless.
But to your point, Kazi, after Io gets involved, then Raquel does the stupid heel thing and focuses more on Io on the outside, beating up her friend and her not friend, Roxanne. Because also, okay, whatever. Soul Snatcher, cool, out of nowhere, but it wasn't, because it needs to sort of be in match. When there's a setup like that, it's kind of like the ring bounces. I don't know. This is like a suspension of disbelief sort of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you can't hear her running, you'll feel the mat bouncing behind you, right? Again, it was a clean ass Soul Snatcher. By taking that away from Soul, it was dope.
Yeah.
And Raquel took it like an absolute champ. It looked really good. And I like the pin. I did like the pin from Soul because she moved her arm away from the rope. Made sure. Cool.
Again, I think they're making everyone be a bit more aware after the whole schlock with Gunther. I know that's probably but again, they did it twice in one evening. Or whatever,
it's wild that you would do that.
Let's just make it aware.
But after the Soul Snatcher, Raquel gets loses. Soul gets the 1, 2, 3, right? And then kind of rolls out the ring. Io's standing on the table, or like crouching on the table, doing whatever she was doing, doing her, Io thing. And you had all three heels right in front of her.
Doing pistol.
Doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
What is that? You have her there. There are three of you.
You already had the numbers game on her last week, and you got it this week, so why are you not doing something?
And she has a bum leg.
Yeah, she might find a way to sneak out and get over the barriers and stuff. But
well, do that. Have her escape. She did what she needs to do. She thwarted Raquel from beating Soul. Cool. Leave. But now she's like literally lording over you, taunting you. There's three of you. Do something. What is this? What is the storytelling?
I don't know how this is gonna. I don't know how they're gonna like literally stretch this out for 3 more weeks or whatever it is to get to SummerSlam. I rate this could be some sort of there could be like a tag match at Saturday Night's Main Event, because really we only have like one. What do we have? One match, maybe two.
Maybe two so far, yeah.
Yeah, but we got whatever at Saturday Night's Main Event. We might get maybe a tag match with the Judgment Day, like Roxanne and Raquel against someone. I don't know.
But do we
Maybe
care
Io and
if we
someone.
do?
No.
Do we
No.
care? Because
No.
there's nothing here. There's absolutely zero here. And then just getting back to Dom and JD, unless they do, because I mean, at Saturday night's main event, Danhausen generally does stuff because, you know, it's a glorified, like, you know, Raw. Let's be real.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll bring someone out of heel that, like, you know, that'll be the tag match there. You know?
Yeah, if this is where we're going, then it'll be okay. JD and Dom versus
Danhausen and his monster,
and his experiment, or whatever.
Danhausen's monster, you know,
or Cardona or something. You know, like it'll be something weird. Because as well, at the same time, I think what you had when Danhausen was introduced, where you this whole mysterious thing and whatever was happening, cool, right? They did it for like 3-4 weeks or whatever it was. That lasted enough time,
yeah,
and it was fine. This whole monster thing has gone on so long. I'm like, I actually don't care anymore. I would have been interested maybe 2 weeks ago.
So just to clarify, you're talking about the Minihausen situation.
Yeah, like that. They had the clone machine. No, they had the clone machine. But since the clone machine and everything, they've had this whole thing with.
No, I'm saying the first time, which is why it lasted long enough to get us to that PLE. And we were fine with that because I just want to clarify that.
Then it was, now we've got this whole shtick of him building the monster, and it's been going on for, I don't know, since before about
a month now, over a month maybe.
More than, but we've got to wait till what, maybe Saturday night's main event, if not probably a Sunday slap.
And there's only so many times you can have someone like come in to Danhausen's thing, wreck something, and then it's like, oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm Danhausen, I better fix this. Get on the phone, whatever. Have a vignette. Have it like a Frankenstein's monster, like a very sort of 1940s black and white horror-esque thing where you see him like pulling levers and lightning comes down, like just to, you know,
also
keep it more interesting.
Yeah, and like again, people say the stupidity of it can be interesting, and it has been interesting. It's just been going on too long. That's all. It's nice that we're not getting multiple doses of it. Like usually it's someone else in that room, and then either Danhausen comes or he comes back later. So you don't have to see too much of Danhausen. That's fine. He's good in small doses.
Less is more. That's
good in doses.
Sure.
Interactions have been good with what's going on generally.
Besides maybe Humberto and Gaza, which again, I think they're going to leave soon. So
so it's fine. They'll probably either that or they'll exclusively go to AAA.
Maybe AAA, yeah, for sure.
So whatever, but it's just all gone on too much. You've mixed too many combos in there. What now?
Well, I don't know, and that's the thing. And this is why it's a hot mess, people. This is why WWE is a hot mess right now, because of things like this. It might sound insignificant because they're not main eventers, but this is the bulk of your show a lot of the time. This is the foundation of actually building a 2 to 3 hour show every week. And if I don't care about that little stuff, how are you going to get me to the main event?
These are like your side pieces or your side ingredients in a sandwich. Like this is your lettuce, your tomato, whatever. Tomato, onion. They're not. You don't have to have them. They're not. But when you have them, you have to make sure that they play in. They make the sandwich taste better. Because if you throw too many things on the sandwich, it's gonna taste like crap. If you don't have enough, it's 100%. Gonna be bland.
Yeah. If you're gonna buy yourself a smash burger that just has cheese and the meat, cool. But do you want to pay $15 for it? No, you want a little bit of extra in there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a good analogy. I like that.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
but yeah,
the Judgment Day stuff is stupid. Break them up. The only way I see this actually going, please, actually go ahead. Go first.
No, I was going to say that, but it's been to the point, and I think you and I have probably touched on it, but it's been mentioned several times again on social media and by fans and the IWC. You got Dom doing heel things over on Raw, but then you got him doing face stuff all over on AAA. What? We know that people don't pay attention, so it's fine. You can really keep it. But at the same time, the people who do are confused.
I'm confused. I pay attention, and I am confused. I don't understand where you're going with it. Again, it's a consistency thing, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
The only way I really see this going down is that the Judgment Day finally does break up. Because you're doing nothing with Roxanne, and her and Liv sort of ignoring her thing, because that's, again, washed.
Yeah.
It's like the Beatty Lyra stuff. before they became best friends when you were teasing Bailey's multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
Like you did it for a couple of weeks and it's like, we actually don't know where to go with this, so we're
Yeah.
gonna drop it. And that's fine. Everyone interested in drop storylines. I get it.
Yeah.
But Judgment Day has been a thing for about 5 years now. So we expect a little bit more of consistency when it comes to that because they're such an established group. If this was a year-long thing, they probably still wouldn't be over at this stage. You know?
Yeah, but they've been around, but the Judgment Day as a stable has been around for what, 5 years now or something.
That's what I just said. You know what I'm saying? Like 5
Yeah.
years, we've invested in this.
Yeah, like you said, it's not a yearly thing. It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
That's-
Like I need more here, and you can't. How many times throughout those 5 years have we said maybe now it's time for the Judgment Day to break up? That's not a good sign for any stable. That
No.
people want them to break up so many times, or Finn needs to leave, or Rhea needs to leave, or Damian Priest needs to leave. Now is the time to have Liv completely turn on the whole of the Judgment Day with Dom, make them like a China Eddie Guerrero that you keep pushing this freaking agenda on.
Well, they've kind of cut that crap out now. Like they still
Which is
reference
wild.
each other as being my.
Like Big Mommy Cool as Diesel, like, but you can't, again, consistency. You can't do it once in a while. Just be like, oh, remember that? Remember how we were comparing this to this? Do it or don't. Or
Yeah.
give them something that actually has a bit of meat on the bone. Because at this stage, it's such slim pickings, I don't even understand what they're doing anymore.
This is literally like you're picking at the carcass of the chicken or turkey off the dinner.
Yeah, you're beating a dead horse. I mean, there's 1,000 analogies to tell you how much of a dumpster fire this is. Fuck. Like, it gets on my nerves, man, because there's nothing there.
No.
Which is wild, because I feel like us talking about it right now has given it more volume than they have in the past month and a half.
Yeah, we're giving it more relevancy than they've given.
Yeah, which is wild. And I mean, maybe that's what WWE is going for, you know?
Maybe.
I mean, we have always said that, and a lot of people have said, Bleach Report says, Sports Illustrated says it, that WWE has become a place where they care more about moments than storytelling, which is an absolute fact.
Yeah, and let's just say that the last 3 to 4 weeks, they've literally just cared about the moments.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's becoming very egregiously obvious at this stage.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't want to watch for moments. I watch to get to that moment.
Yeah.
Sounded very sexual as I said it out loud. But that's not what I meant. You calm down, everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
know what you mean. I know.
Because, like, also, now, I will say the one thing that
I'm
did come
more
out of
interested
this,
in the journey than I am. I'm interested in the destination, but I am more interested in what happens on the journey than what happens at the destination.
Yeah, it's the trip that gets you there. You right? You know?
Because the thing is, we all like like when we lived in South Africa, we all loved a trip down to Durbs or down to the beaches, but you had to like have an enjoyable trip down. Otherwise,
You have a
you
shit
get there
holiday.
and you just and then you get there and you're just like, wow, that was interesting, that was entertaining, and you just don't know what to do when you get there.
Yeah, it's like that was a few hours of my life I'll never get back.
And you have to spend 6 hours, and you have to spend 6 hours with these people on a drive. Make sure that you have shit to do.
Exactly. You know, make sure the vibes are good.
You're trying to get us to SummerSlam. Make sure that we have shit to be interested in, so when we get there, we're like, okay, cool, I can see now.
Exactly. You know, it's just
That's
wild
what
to
you're
me.
supposed to be doing. It's what they have been. It's what the industry has been doing
For
or
50
been trying
years.
to do for 50, 60 years, and now all of a sudden it's just become about, let's just take them there. We don't care about what happens in the middle. Let's just take them there.
Fuck Obafemi winning King of the Ring. You know, it'd be a cool moment. Him in the Hell in a Cell with Brock Lesnar.
Oh, Jesus.
But we'll get to that. Sticking to the Judgment Day just for a little bit longer, the one thing that did come out of it was squashing Maxine, and now she's finally turned heel and joined the Vision, which we called.
Yes, which we did.
And it's about time.
So
I think, because
I said to you there was something that I wanted to talk about, right?
yes,
if we can flip to that then with the Vision.
I'm done with Judgment Day. Fuck it.
Yeah. So what I want to jump to that is there was the interaction between Maxine and
Theory.
Theory in the back.
Yeah.
And this is what I was saying to you, like I had something that I wanted to say, and I have to just in my notes I wrote here. They saw each other in the back after Maxine gets squashed by Raquel. She sees Chad Gable. She has the little interaction,
Which was nice. I did like that.
She has a second doubt about herself type thing, and then she meets Theory, right? So
Yeah.
we've obviously been getting these little nuances of she's showing up in the car, she's been interacting in the back.
Backstage,
Again, if you paid attention, cool. If not, it's just for reference. But then he says to her, after she had this interaction with Gable, or maybe this isn't working out. Okay? What isn't working out?
Yeah,
because you give us no context to this. There is literally no context to this. He just goes, maybe this isn't working out.
What?
Now, what isn't working out? Your relationship, the idea of trying to transfer her and make her doubt herself, the thinking that she'd be better used or better, more productive in the vision, whatever. We have literally had no context.
Yeah.
If no one has been paying attention,
you wouldn't forget about it. We've been picking it up because of the Chad Gable storyline.
Yes.
That's it.
So what? But that's what I'm saying. What isn't working out? Where is the context? Where is the context with this?
Yeah, and you don't have to give us a lot. You have to give us one little segment of them and what they're actually saying to each other. Not they're in the background of a different interview. Like if the Street Profits are here and they're talking, and you have Theory and Maxine behind them doing this. I don't know what they're talking about. As far as I'm concerned, they're trading fashion tips.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Context. Context is everything.
So, again, it all leads up to what happened this past week, and we get the Street Profits versus Breaker and Theory for the tag titles. Spoiler alert, everyone. Street Profits lost.
2 weeks.
The shortest reign of any tag title in the last 6 years, by the way.
Now,
14 days.
I thought you'd give me a lot of shit for this because I like to hot potato a title. But then I thought to myself, no, Gozzy knows me better than that. It's not that I like to hot potato the title. I like to do it when it is relevant. And we've talked through it a lot of times.
Yep.
Now, this isn't hot potato in the title. This is you wanted a fucking moment in London.
Yeah, again,
that's all you did.
We had a good time in London because I think they did give us what we wanted, but then stick with it. And now this is what you're saying. They're all about the moments. They gave us the moment in London. They've just literally given everyone else another moment for no reason on Raw. The only reason, the one reason was to get Maxine into the vision. But the problem we have here is what does that actually have to do with anything? Like, how big of a part is Maxine going to play in the vision? If she's just cost the Street Profits for the title, is she going to be someone who then ends up costing, I don't know, Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker? She'll come in and cost Roman Reigns for the title because he won't hit a girl or something like that. Or are we going to get her?
No. I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
For US title, whatever.
Nothing is going to happen with this because now you're just taking the titles off the Street Profits. Yeah, so they should be feuding with the Vision. But what's going to happen is the Alpha Babes are going to come in first. And they might reconnect with Chad Gable. Because they were hinting at that in London.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a wash. That's going to be a complete wash. Because does anyone actually care about that? I mean, I like Otis and I like Tozawa.
Are they going to give us a moment just so that they'll get the tag titles probably at either Saturday night's main event or at SummerSlam? But are you just going to do this now to give us the moment? But like you say, you love to hot potato a title, but there's got to be some relevancy and some context.
There has to be a reason to hot potato it.
And there's literally no reason now for the fact that, that we've been told several times, and we've alluded to it, that they want to make the tag titles or the tag division more relevant again. But by hot potato in the title, you're not making it relevant. You're making it a joke of a title if you do this for 6 months. You can hot potato it like every now and then.
And but hot potato it when it matters, like on a PLE or like with a bit of build-up.
Yeah.
Like the only good thing that came out of this match, this tag title match, was Maxine rocked Dawkins so hard in the dick it was kind of hilarious. that was a mean low blow. She ran up and just whop.
I don't mind you. I don't mind a bit of hamming up and acting like like a bit of hamming up in it. But what the hell was Logan Paul waiting for the camera to look at him holding the nuts, being like,
He literally
yeah,
looked at
yeah.
it. It was like
He
is
was
it
like
time?
watching the camera, like, yeah,
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 he was
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for his cue because like there's a little like a red. There's probably like a red dot on those cameras that tells you when it's live. So he's probably looking like this, expecting it. Except the red dot on the camera hasn't been a thing for years.
Nope. So
he was waiting
I
for his
don't know.
cue to actually go for it. But in doing so, you look really stupid.
He looked like an idiot.
You look like an absolute
Honestly.
idiot. And also, I don't like the fact that Paul Heyman right before the match said either you do something or you leave. Okay, cool. Thanks for foreshadowing this win.
Yeah, it's like, but again, this. What are we doing with Paul Heyman? Are they still keeping him relevant to the division because whatever the outcome of the Brock Ober, which is hopefully the right outcome, happens, is that officially done then? And then he has something to latch onto straight after. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't know, because, I mean, before the Vision won the titles back, I would have assumed that they would lose again, and then Paul Heyman walks, and then that way he latches himself onto Ober, or tries to latch himself onto Ober if the right outcome happens at SummerSlam. Yeah. I could see that working, but now, because even after they won the tag titles, the Vision obviously winning the tag titles, he was like, yeah, you guys still didn't do shit. Maxine did shit.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong, and I 100% agree with him in that sense. But also, what is this sort of... I don't know, he's like Big Brother in, if you can call it that, of the Vision now. Wasn't Braun this badass? Didn't they call him Badass Braun Breaker at some stage?
I don't know.
And now he's not even saying shit. Now he's just standing there looking dumb. Also, there was something about this Raw that really like got under my skin.
It was just all over the show.
It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess.
It was just, there was nothing credible and nothing that worked
on it. I mean specifically with like the interactions, right? Because I don't know if there was like something that happened backstage with all the boys that they were like, you know, it'd be really funny, you guys, is if whenever someone speaks to us, we have this really stupid look on our face and gay. Sami Zayn did it. Austin Theory did it. Braun Breaker did it. They all did this. Yeah, I can't believe it. Like, did they go to like a really bad improv class and all learn the same lesson?
Oh, who knows? It's just, I don't know what to...
It was bad. Like, again, the only thing that good that came out of this was Maxine with the grand slow blow of all history.
which, again, we wanted, and I don't mind the way they did it, but she has to now be relevant in the Vision. She can't just be someone who's latched onto another faction.
Yeah.
And misused or forgotten about. If you're going to put the titles on them, I know she lost to Raquel, whatever. Hopefully she gets a bit of a mean streak.
I think she will.
And then she, gets this, actually has a bit of like a sly, sleazy streak to her as well. And they help her, help her win like the women's intercontinental title or Seoul. And then, they've got the tags, they got her with the title. Then it's kind of like, okay, well, we've got these.
It's like, like a reverse sort of Judgment Day back when they had all the titles coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it like that Sable role, back in the day. Sleazy. Because I could see that happening as well, where because Paul Heyman's being such a douchebag to the Vision, which is weird to say, but you know what I mean. They're like, we actually don't need you. You're right. Maxine has done more for us than you have. You want to latch onto Brock Lesnar. You want to latch onto Roman Reigns or the Bloodline or, wherever your allegiance may lie at this stage. You're actual liability, Paul. Kick his ass to the curb, and then Maxine becomes the de facto manager for the Vision. That would be sick. Again,
I don't mind. I don't mind. I can get on board with that. Okay?
But they won't do that.
But they won't. And I think they won't do that because it kind of then takes you back to the period of the late 90s, early 2000s, where all you had was a valet coming out with tag
your Sunnies, your Stacy Keeblers, your Stables,
Melinas, whatever you want to think of,
It worked for a reason.
But it did work, and even at that time, it wasn't just because that was the culture of society or the culture of wrestling then. It worked. It worked because it worked.
Yeah, it was entertaining. I'd love to. I mean, I'm a Stacy Keibler guy. I don't care that she was with the Dudleys half the time. I was like, Dudleys are good wrestlers. I like the Dudleys. But Stacy Keibler, though,
But Maxine could literally become a really good female version of Paul Heyman if they do it right.
And I mean, she does have the experience of it as well, because she was MXM. She was the manager of them first before LA Knight decided he didn't want to be Max Dupree or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Max Dupree.
Max Dupree. Max and Maxine. God damn.
Yeah. She's just stuck with the name.
Oof. Oof. I forgot how bad that was.
That was
Listen,
dreadful.
WWE has been a hot mess for a while, but at least it's been entertaining. This is just not doing it good. And I know this. I apologize to you, OTG. I apologize to you, fans and subscribers. This is kind of my rant episode right now because I'm pissed at stuff. Mostly because of one reason and one reason only. But I'll get to that. We're not even there yet. We were debating earlier on how long this episode is going to be. It could be either really short or very long. I was like, just you wait, bro. I've got stuff to say. This isn't even our State of the Nation. Look out for that at the end of this month.
Oh,
Yo, yeah, I'm pissed, man. I'm pissed about this shit.
That might be. Yeah, that's going to be.
And we're not done with the Vision. We're not done with the Vision yet because what about Joe Hendry? Why was he a part of that? And now he's facing off against Ethan Page and Rusev and getting his ass kicked. I like them as a tag team, but that's about it.
You tried to keep them relevant. You tried to keep that whole interaction with him and the Vision relevant last week in the whole sing-along contest or the sing-along section that Joe Hendry likes to do with the concert.
Not a good segment.
Which was
bad segment.
Crap. Which was crap because, again, you got the Street Profits coming out celebrating.
They
can't sing for shit. Yep. That was awful. They didn't have their cues were gone, and then you had obviously them slag off the Vision and Austin Theory and Logan Paul, and then Theory comes out, and then they tried to keep. And then this week he's in a completely different storyline because he's in a match next week. Only relevancy you have here is if Austin Theory comes in and costs Joe Hendry in this gauntlet match.
But they're not even. Joe Hendry has a built-in cheat code. It's part of his theme song. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry, right?
Yep.
No one says this asshole's name.
No, everyone's just like, oh, Joe Hendry. Someone must have said his name. Joe Hendry's here.
Yeah, shut up, Michael Cole. Shut up. You can't say it. You're not part of the match. If he showed up on commentary, that would be hilarious. I would genuinely laugh at that.
But they should then be saying, when they're referring to him, they should be referred to him as he who must not be named, right?
Even that would be great. Because like Ethan Page did that, didn't he? Didn't he do that in NXT for a while?
I think so. Yeah, because he was like, because he didn't want him to show. He was showing up everywhere when people were saying his name, right?
Yeah, and he was like,
the whole gimmick of Joe Hendry is that. But they're saying his name on commentary, whatever. He just doesn't appear.
He says it they say it in backstage segments, and he doesn't appear. But then he'll show up in a match.
That's why you should go. Like if they're talking in this match with the Vision, whatever, it's like, yeah, and they had that interaction, or they had they've had a beef with he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we know, like, they mean Joe Hendry.
How often do we hear, like, especially in post match, when they turn the mics on the cameras that are close up, like, especially if there's a beatdown and you can hear the guys like, it's like, what are you gonna do now? I'm better than you. Like, whatever he'll say to when they got a beatdown. We can hear them specifically because they turn the mics on for that, so we can hear them. If you had Ethan Page or Rusev while they've got Chad Gable in the accolade or whatever, and they're saying like, "Where's your friends now? Where's Rey Mysterio? Where's Joe Hendry? Say his name and he'll be." There you go. It's built in.
Yeah,
you can write him into these.
It's literally his gimmick, and you fail to use his gimmick.
Isn't that the whole point of wrestling? Why are we even giving people gimmicks at this stage if you're not going to use them correctly?
No, I don't know. You can't let the gimmick die. You can let people be themselves, but they have to have a gimmick. Otherwise, people won't get on board.
But this also
goes to have something.
But this also goes back to what we were saying a couple of weeks ago, right? About how when you have someone, and we were talking specifically about fatal influence at this stage, right? They come in, nuclear heat.
Oh, yeah.
And what do? You bury them so much that all the heat's gone, and then you try and rebuild them with your own heat. The same with Joe Hendry. He was built in with fans. He had a match against Randy Orton that he lost, and more people talk about him showing up than Randy beating him at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So now you have this with Joe Hendry, where people love this dude because he's fun to watch. He's a good wrestler. He's great on the mic. He's entertaining as hell. He's got a great gimmick, which is what people latched onto in the first place.
Yep.
And now you're not using his gimmick, and he's also losing. So what are we doing with this dude?
I don't know, because I don't see him. I don't see him winning this gauntlet match.
No, who's even in the gauntlet match?
So,
I can't remember.
and this is what I'm saying.
That's
I think
Dragon Lee
what
not going to
I'm
win.
saying is, I think personally, I think that's division shit is done now because it's hard to keep going on with it unless you've got something you want to say. Because I'd rather once I start, I'll talk about the gauntlet stuff.
No, I'm done. Like I said, this is my rant one, but I'm finished.
I can't. I don't think there's anything more to say about division. That's all. So you've got Joe Hendry, you've got Dragon Lee, Dom Mysterio, Rusev, Ethan Page, Chad Gable, and
Javon.
Okay. Now the winner gets an Intercontinental title match at SummerSlam. Guess who's winning that? Guess who's winning the gauntlet match?
If you tell me Rusev, I'm going to be very upset.
Chad Gable. Do you know why? Chad Gable is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Chad Gable is going to go to Minneapolis and win the Intercontinental title because this is about the crowd pop and the home moment. We saw that on Night of Champions.
With zero bull.
Is Chad... I will... You know what?
I'll be happy if he wins.
I'll be happy if he goes there and wins. Because the thing is, he's been helping the luchadors. I think it's if he wins, Penta comes out, we saw the respect from Penta before they went out there. Yep. Go out there with Zero Miedo. He did the whole Zero Miedo. It wasn't just like he gave him a fist bump.
Yeah,
he hit the Zero Miedo. He was like, done. Okay, I know they lost, but it's fine. That's got nothing to do with it.
That's not the gauntlet match. Sure.
It's not the gauntlet match. I genuinely think Chad Gable comes because I'm assuming this is going to be like, not the survival of the fiddle. This is a proper gauntlet match where two people will start and then they'll draw an entry and go like a proper gauntlet match.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Okay. This is actually better if you do what they did on AEW and you do a survival of the fittest. I'd rather see all 7 men in this ring than watch an hour of consistent ins and outs. Okay, because this is going to take up a chunk of Raw.
It won't. I don't think it will. This isn't because it doesn't have enough build like the Kofi Kingston one when we had Kofi Mania, right?
Yeah.
And let's be real, every gauntlet match WWE has had for the past 20 years has the exact same formula. The workhorse comes out, starts off the match, somehow gets to the final four, gets knocked out, then the final two. It goes like that, right?
But this is why I say it's going to be Gable who's going to win this. Because if Gable starts, Gable wins.
See, I don't think it will be Gable.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I think it'll be Rey Mysterio.
I don't like that. I don't see
I hate it. I hate it. It should be Ethan Page.
But Rey Mysterio is not in it.
And but you can have but you can't have Chad Gable because it's like a brand new babyface versus Penta, but you can't have legend versus face. That's why I think it'll be Rey because they've also said their respect. Plus, Rey Mysterio has lost before to Penta. He's come on and said like, I want to take him on again. Yada yada yada. But you have Dom, who they'll somehow force in there. Somehow, I can see it happening like that.
So I can see your point. I personally think it's Chad Gable just because it's in Minneapolis and you will get the crowd pop. And if he wins, you get that moment like you gave us at Night of Champions, which again we'll come to at that point.
I will give you that.
That's my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion because of you saying when we started this, they're all about moments. They're not about the build.
I agree, but I'll only give you that because that makes more sense than Rey Mysterio. I agree. Like, don't get me wrong. I agree with you on this 100%. It should be Chad Gable purely because of the fact of the build from the whole Lucha stuff. But with such a short build, and his new music is shit. No one's popping for him as much as they were when he first came back. And because of the Vision stuff, I think they're going to draw that Vision shit out a lot longer with the Alpha Babes and them going back to Chad Gable to get some help. To bring Maxine back from the dark side.
But you see, that's why I say
no, hear me out. But I'll give it to you if they do the right thing and have Brock Lesnar lose. Because then you have two people from Minnesota. One loses and one other person from Minnesota wins. So you have the loss for Brock and the win for Chad Gable.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. That's what I'm fine. That's what I am fine with, right? However, I think there is a way for you to tie in, depending on how long Logan Paul's going to be out, right? You give Chad Gable this title shot at Minneapolis, You can tie him back into the Alpha Babes if he wins with the Intercontinental. You can still keep all the other guys relevant, but it could. But then you have Logan Paul come back, and you have Bron Breakker go, okay, I'll take the title back from Bron Breakker. We need to have an individual title. It's better that Bron's in the world title picture or heavyweight championship picture, but you can't shoehorn him in.
Yeah, he's not relevant right now.
So you can lay him into the Intercontinental title because you've already got 6 or 7 people there.
Sure.
Why not? This is WWE. Why not add one more and make it relevant there? So you can have Chad Gable going up with the Alpha Babes, and you can then have them trying to win the tag titles. Chad Gable back with the Alpha Babes because he's pissed. He's who knows what he's fucking done with Julius and Brutus.
Yeah, right? Okay.
And Ivy Nile.
They might be in AAA. Who knows? Who knows?
But Ivy Nile, who's disappeared off television for some, or maybe she's in AAA. I have no idea anymore. But I can see that shoehorn, right?
Yeah.
My personal opinion, just because, like you said about moments, it's Chad Gable who wins this gauntlet match. The person I want to win the gauntlet match is Ethan Page.
Yeah, Ethan should win it.
Okay,
he should pin Rusev to get it.
Yes, and this is the thing, right? This is the thing. He's such a good slimeball character because he's always like, oh, let's go look out for you and we'll go get yourself sorted, whatever. It's still always about Ethan Page. And the one thing that proves it's all about Ethan Page is exactly what happened in this tag match. Because Rusev locked the Accolade in at the end. It was a decent match, actually. I quite enjoyed it.
I did, yeah. It was a good match.
I quite enjoyed the match. And he locks in the Accolade on Dragon Lee at the end, makes him tap. Then you get Gable come in, stop it. He gets taken down. He gets the Accolade put on him. And it's Ethan Page going, hit his back, go for his back. He's commanding Rusev what to do. Like, this is the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When Joe Hendry comes out, and again, it's because he's in the gauntlet match. It's the only reason he's come out, because they actually should have sent Javon Evans out because he has more relevance to the storyline. However, 100%. You do this, you have Joe Hendry, you have Rusev, you have them take Joe Hendry down, you have Ethan Page go, hurt his back, do whatever. When they got Rusev off, Ethan Page
don't say it like that. They didn't get Rusev off.
When Rusev was eventually broken free of the lock,
there you go.
Right? What did Ethan Page do? He held Joe Hendry's arm, head in his arms, lay on the ground, and did this. Ethan Page only cares about Ethan Page.
Yeah, he's all ego.
He is the perfect slimeball heel that I have been wanting for a long time.
In WWE, yes.
Yes, because the heels we're getting in WWE are just heels. They're not doing anything to be a slime heel.
No, they're announced as a slime heel. This is a bad guy, boo them. Maybe.
He's the slime heel. And this is why I want Ethan Page to win it. And you're exactly right, to pin Rusev.
Has to be that. That's because then you have a built-in feud after that. You have all the faces coming after Ethan Page because he's such a slime ball. But now you got the Bruiser. You got the big motherfucker that you've been like ordering around, and he can realize, oh shit, actually, yeah, I was being manipulated by this dude.
There's literally, and I get, and that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's got to be Gable because of
Minnesota,
the whole Minnie and Minnesota thing, right? And if not, you have to keep him relevant for something in Minnesota. It could be that he goes back to the Alpha Babes and he goes for the tag title. I don't know. It's just that feels rushed. If you throw him in and he's the one who's there to help or to go team up with Otis, right?
But again, the fact that they rushed Maxine without any context. I say rush, but it doesn't feel rushed for us because we've obviously noticed the things in the background between her and Austin Theory. But for anyone who wasn't really paying attention, because again, like those sort of segments, you could easily skip over because there's nothing there. They could rush this as well and have the Alpha Babes win with Chad Gable redeeming himself for them, because those are the only holdouts that haven't forgiven him yet. You know?
Yeah.
I can see that, but either way, it should be Ethan Page, man. It should be. But this is what we said during King of the Ring. You know.
You can have It's good to have. Like I don't mind the Rey Mysterio story. Like you say, it's got something in there of the legend trying to.
It's his last little moment. Plus, he has the built-in stuff with Penta, so
I can get it, and I'd be entertained with it. Right? I can get it, and I'd be entertained with it. I don't think it's the right direction to go in.
I'm surprised they didn't actually do a ladder match. You know, 7-man ladder match.
Go to.
That is their go-to. But Who doesn't like a ladder match with those guys, you know?
Could have done a Hell in a Cell, but you've now confined that to Brock and Over. So
Yeah.
and we're never going to get something like a Death's Door steel cage match,
which was phenomenal.
Which was great.
Which was so great.
Never get something like that. Can't get an Elimination Chamber because that's its own thing.
Yeah.
So
you've limited your own options.
Yeah, a ladder match is just too much.
So yeah, especially right after Mania, you can't do another one.
So you are literally I can understand it. That's why I say I think Survival of the Fittest probably would have worked better, because this is where you could have the proper slime ball Ethan Page moment where Rusev does everything and then he gets him like in a quick roll up or something.
Yeah.
And that shatters everything he's worked with Rusev.
But he wins, which is great. That's what you need.
And you can have that, and you can have them teaming up. Because when you have Rusev against Ethan Page, it's going to be like, okay, well, I should win. No, I should win. No, I should win.
Yeah.
And there's going to be like a back and forward until one of them goes, okay, well, whatever, let's just wrestle. And yeah, the other guy will get pissed if they lose. But if you have the Survival of the Fittest style one or an elimination, you've got literally, they can team up, decimate everyone else, and then go, okay, now it's the two of us, rather than you get forced to be two of them.
100%, man. I can agree.
Or again, you have them wail on someone, like it comes down to three of them, have them wail on Chad Gable, and then as Chad Gable is literally in no state to win, have Ethan Page do something sneaky like a low blow and then pin Rusev or whatever.
Well, then you could even have Chad Gable quick roll up on Ethan Page
to have him win it.
It's there.
Yeah, it's something like that. I mean, the quick roll up does work, and it could work in that instance of two quick successive roll up pins.
100%, man.
But I don't know. I'm interested in it. It's just I don't want to be disappointed.
Yeah, again, I feel like we've given this more time than they've given it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But anyway, moving swiftly along. Anyway, moving swiftly along to this dumpster fire. So what else we got here? I'm gonna skirt over one thing real quick, because in terms of the women's SmackDown division, the only interesting thing that's happened is the fact that they try to carry on with the Julia Kiana thing, but Blake Monroe ended up attacking both of them, which I was like, that's a good heel move. That's a good heel. I like that.
That was fun.
Didn't hate that.
No, it was good to keep it a bit relevant, but and again, I actually don't mind it as a storyline without a title. I think it can.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thing.
Not everything has to have a title. And give the woman, we've said it 1,000 times, give the woman something beyond that.
Yeah.
To make them more interested. And
because there is nothing actually going on in the women's title on Raw or the women's division on Raw for any kind of relevancy. If you think about it, like if we compare the two, there's nothing there. Tell you who I am missing on the women's division, and you can count them SmackDown however you want, is the Irresistible Forces. I'm missing them because I'm missing Lash, and I get it. She's obviously, her and Trick got married, but Trick's working, so why is Lash not doing shit?
Well, I mean, where's Becky Lynch? What the fuck is she doing?
Yeah, she lost her soul and then she disappeared.
I don't get it. Speaking of the women's division, because again, like that was the one shining light. Like, and I say shining light, it was so pitch black in this like dark void that is the women's division, especially on SmackDown. At least Blake Monroe showed a bit of personality. And it gives something to do with Julia and Kiana now, because like, oh, they're enemies, but well, now they have a common enemy. Who knows what's going to go on there?
Can I be harsh? I think
please. This is the harsh one. This is the hot mess harsh episode.
Yeah, again look, and when I'm doing this, I'm saying this across both, right? Actually, no, I'm not going to actually put it into AW because that's not fair. But European wrestlers have more character than Americans do.
Facts.
There's a bit more to them. Like if you look at Gunther, and again we'll touch on that whole thing with him and whatever, but Gunther has more to his character. Don't care if it's because he's foreign in that US market. I think they just learn to develop characters better. And do you know who was great because they studied in the UK and they learned their trade? Daniel Bryan. He had a great character because he learned. If they haven't done shit there, or in the UK, here, they actually can be very bland and boring. I think there's more characters. Most of the Europeans, because even actually looking at something like Julia, where since they stopped making Kiana her mouth because she can talk, and the small little dialogue she gave
It's
didn't
great.
sound terrible at
No,
all.
it's
So
good.
why are you restricting certain people? I get some people need a mouth because they can't really speak properly. Okay.
Well, dude, sorry to interrupt you there, but we had this discussion with our AEW one.
Yeah.
Look at Andrade. He had a mouth in NXT in Zelina Vega for forever, right? And she was great as manager. She's a good wrestler as well.
Yeah.
But then what do? They don't give him a mouth in WWE, but they don't even speak either. Whereas in the Don Callis family in AEWs, they never speak.
Yeah.
He can't speak good English. And he got a sentence over like this.
Yeah. And
Sorry,
that's the thing. But European, like again, Blake Monroe, I don't know if it's just because of the way she speaks or it's because, or she's British or whatever. But the Europeans tend to have better character work than the Americans.
I agree, dude. I agree. Long gone are the days of of characters like in the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era, right? Where you had like basic thugonomics John Cena. He was a heel, but he got over because his personality shone through. He had character. His character built in. Batista was a musclehead, and then he developed a character. What happened to that? And like you said, especially with the European wrestlers when they come in, because they've had to grind on the indies for so long, they have to develop a character to get through so they can actually be noticed by the big companies like a WWE or an AEW. I think that has a big stake in it.
Prime point, if you actually look at it now, Ilya Dragunov. Fucking hell, man. The guy's got so much character and he's a great wrestler, but they do piss all with him.
I'll give you a better one. Drew McIntyre. When Vince McMahon was in charge, they didn't let him do anything. He was just the chosen one. That's not a character. And then you decide, bring him back. Now he's a vicious heel who has a chip on his shoulder. Oh, what a surprise. He left WWE for a while. Didn't get better as a wrestler. I mean, he did, but he got way better as a wrestler, but he got even better as a character.
Yeah.
Bring him back, and now all we're doing is like thinking to ourselves, well, fuck, I hope this dude comes back to inject some life into this shit.
I'm glad he's off television because I think I'd struggle to watch him getting beaten down and taking L's every week.
Well, speaking of that, I'm sick and tired of LA not taking an L every other week.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And again, probably one prime example of an American wrestler who has character.
And they're burying him.
And they are absolutely drilling him down because...
Get that shovel, my dude. Get that shovel.
I mean, I like... It's weird. I don't know what this thing is going with the bloodline. I get the chip on the shoulder. They cost me everything.
Yeah, I like this promo on this past Raw because of that. We said specifically that.
I really, really liked the interaction with him and Seth. I thought
it was good. I liked it, because it was a little bit. I will say it was a little bit sloppy in terms of its delivery, but it gave it more heart. Yeah, because you could see what he was actually feeling was shining through. It was breaking that kayfabe barrier.
But it's like us when we talk and we get really invested and we get vehement about something. We are like, no, this is. You could see it, and that's why he was struggling for words. Yeah, he's got something that he's written down, possibly or whatever. But you're never going to remember the whole script, especially with a segment that long. You're never going to remember the whole thing. You're going to have to go off key at some point.
100%. 100%.
But he made it still work. And he had seriousness. He had anger. He had comedy.
Yep.
He had a bit of everything going in that segment, right? And and as he mentioned, it was a big contrast to what Seth and Roman had. Seth and Roman was a decent promo, right? But
zero. I'm not saying it was double dubs down for me. God, I was bored throughout that whole thing. But that's personal. That's personal thing.
Yeah, that is. But I thought it was decent in the sense of Seth laid out facts. Okay.
Yeah, Seth definitely.
He laid out facts, and that's why I liked it. I liked it because he laid out the facts. He was saying like, basically, he was like, every time you've had relevancy, it's because of me.
Yeah. But I've been chasing you because of that for some reason. Now I like that.
I'm keeping you relevant. Yeah. I'm keeping you relevant because I had the heist of the century at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. I was the one who took your eye off the prize. You felt more about Vendetta than you did anything else. I was the one who broke up the Shield. I was the one who cost you your title match against Brock. He was making it he was literally speaking facts, right?
Yeah.
Now I need to again go through everything because it's a blur. But he said, obviously, when you had that 4-year reign of terror, perfect, by the way.
Because it was. Facts.
The only person you couldn't beat was me.
Yeah.
You couldn't beat me. So you need to beat me more than I need to beat you. I need that championship. I don't need to beat you. So this, if you look at ad hoc what he was saying, it's like, I don't care. I don't need to beat you. You have to prove you are the best by beating me. I've been the thorn in your side. He brought it up again when he was talking with LA Knight, or when he was speaking before LA Knight came out, right? But that's what I'm saying. It was a bit, his delivery was good on facts, but the promo between them was boring as shit.
Little yeah, brother, I feel like if they had turned that into a promo package,
could have been better.
It could have been better. Again, like you said, like what they were both saying. Again, what they were both saying was pretty good. But obviously, again, like Seth alluded to it in his past one on Raw before LA Knight came down. Specifically about like how he's laying it out now. He has his chip on his shoulder because like doesn't matter what he did, Roman Reigns was always pushed above him. So again, like you said, he was talking facts throughout the whole thing.
But again, at that same point, and we'll come back to LA
was boring as shit.
I'm not interested in Roman versus Seth for the 6,000th time in 15 years.
Yeah, a lot of people give like the John Cena Randy Orton matches a lot of shit because they faced each other so many times in their like tenure. Understandably so, because also they didn't put on great matches. Let's be real. I think they had like maybe out of the 15 or 20 that they had, 2 of them were really good and the rest were like really not good. I don't understand. This is like people glazing Argentina about how good they are in World Cups. Okay, but you can't look at that and not compare it to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing. I would say that Roman and Seth in the past have had good matches in the past because they do work very well. But nothing that I couldn't tell you a single, besides the House of the Century, I couldn't tell you a Seth Roman match that sticks in my brain. I'm like, I'll go watch that again. So just based on that, I wouldn't be interested in this match because nothing's alluding to like, oh, like I have to watch this. This is must-see TV for me. The fact that they had such very factual standoff against each other, cool, whatever. Bored the shit out of me because I've heard this all before.
Yeah.
Seth, even in his promo this last Monday with LA Knight, was like, before he came out, was like, I don't want to retread again. But I'm like, dude, but you did that last week. You did. You're saying the same things. He did allude to the fact that the reason the championship that Roman has now needs to be his is because of his reign of terror, right?
Yeah.
That's why they introduced it.
And again, it comes down to, like, again, during that reign of terror, the LA Knight coming out and saying, I get it, you got your thing. And he was obviously glazing over it. Like, my funniest thing with it was the whole brother.
Brother.
Hey,
I love you, brother.
How you doing, little brother? Oh, yeah, little
God.
brother. Let's run it back, little brother. Let's run it back, brother.
Dude,
brother.
That made me laugh. I was like, this is why LA Knight should have been champ for a year.
He is, again, he's a proper workhorse, and he's great on the mic. He's not like Roman and Seth who just say
the same things over and over again.
It's just
boring, dude. It's just boring. I think that's the biggest gripe I have here. It's so dull.
And you know what the problem is? This sets up Roman to win it. For me, sets up Roman.
He's gonna win. I mean, I don't see in 1,000 years how Seth does it. Again, unless they go for the whole moment spin.
Yeah, but the only way this works then, if Seth wins, is if he gets squashed by Oba in I Challenge You for the World Heavyweights. Now, I say that because Oba alluded, we've covered it several times, Oba alluded to Roman Reigns. It's good to keep things relevant. Roman alluded to Roman, like saying to Roman Reigns, after WrestleMania, I'll see you down the line, okay? This is why I think Roman Reigns wins this. However, if Seth wins, I want Oba to completely squash Seth. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in the way of, one, Roman still can't beat Seth. And two, Seth saying that he's prepared to, he alluded that we're getting old now. Like when he was talking to Roman, he was like, we're getting old. It's the next generation's turn soon. Who knows how many more we have? This could be our last dance. Whatever.
which means absolutely fucking nothing. Because of the fact that you have dudes wrestling into their 50s now.
What I have a problem with him saying that is that he formed a vision and went, I am the future of this company. And a year later, he's saying to Roman, the future generation is coming.
Well, that's
we
a
are no
deep
longer
cut.
relevant.
That's a deep cut, but that's very fair, actually. That's a very fair statement, Guzzy.
It's
That's a
literally
very, very fair statement.
It's pretty much a year afterwards. I mean, a year and a bit, right? 15
If
months.
that, yeah.
But he went, I am the future, which is why I've created the vision.
This is my vision for the future.
I am the future of this company. I'm there to lead us on. You've been there for 14 years. You've led the company for at least a decade because even though you were relevant in the Shield, you weren't the guy.
Yeah.
Which he, even again, also alluded to Roman Reigns being the man that they wanted to market when the Shield broke up. I had to fight. I liked that he shot on Roman without Roman being there before LA Knight came out, in the sense of I had to work 10. You know, Roman was saying he gets paid more. I earned this, I had that. Roman earned 10 times more than he did. He's like, that shows you he doesn't give a shit about the business. He doesn't care. He cares about a paycheck. I sat in the front row. I love the relevancy of where he pointed to the kids. He's like, how's that kid? 9. He's 5. Another 5, 6-year-old, whatever. I was that kid. I didn't dream about anything else. I didn't care about the money. I wanted to be whatever. I liked the shoot on it because I liked it because I would have enjoyed. I want to see what Roman says next week, because you could have had that and then Roman come out and go, "Hang on, this is in my bloodline. I'm part of this."
But that's specifically why I didn't like it. It felt to me like it felt to me like very much pandering, you know. Because I totally get where Seth was coming from, and in terms of storyline wise, yes, I get it. And if this was, I swear to God, dude, if this was 2-3 years ago, I would have bought into this like a house on fire, right? Especially when he was pointing out, like, how old was that kid? 5. I was there in that crowd. Because we all were. But they've run this back so many times. It's like, this is pandering. Because you put Roman in such a position that he's not going to get booed.
No.
Right? So you don't have the clear, and you don't have a clear face in Seth. Yeah, he did his little redemption arc with the Street Profits, and he beat Braun Breaker, which also, I mean, I would just like to bring up the parallels between, everyone used to say that John used to bury young talents. Yeah, chef. Here's the golden shovel.
Yeah.
So when he was doing that, I was like, well, you're trying to force me to like him and to win, but I know he's not going to win, because if Roman loses, which I hardly doubt it.
No, I
not at SummerSlam. Not after just winning the title again. Not with reforming the bloodline again. You're pandering. That's the only reason I didn't like it.
Well, that's why I say I actually didn't mind it, because Roman wasn't one of the ones who was interested in being a WWE superstar or a wrestler. He didn't want to be. He actually pursued American football, like The Rock did. Okay, The Rock is
like a lot of them, like Braun.
But The Rock still did bits and bobs, right?
Yeah.
I never heard of Roman Reigns until it was like, oh, he's in FCW or OVW, whatever he went through, right? Or where he started, FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling, before it became the NXT thing.
Mm.
But he went straight from like, I can't be
in the NFL.
So I'm going to go into wrestling. But the rest of his family were all like, I want to follow in the footsteps. I want to be a wrestler. They, the rest of that bloodline have actually done indie work or didn't go through being a failed football player to be a wrestler.
But then bring that up more often, you know? But I'm just saying, like, as said, because you have, like, Roman. I mean, Rock also wanted to be a football player before he became a wrestler, right?
I know.
So you have that built in. Braun Breaker was a football player before, that. He beat Brock Lesnar. He was the Beast Slayer for a while. Also, like, you have all this history built up between all these dudes. Use that.
Yeah, they don't use them. Yeah,
they don't use what's there. It's there. It's right for taking. Be like, I was grinding on the indies. You were given a shot. Your brothers in the bloodline got their shot because of their dad Rikishi. Do that.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. I mean, well, again, I didn't find it that bad. Like, I know you get the pandering thing. I can get it from your point of view, but again, but it's good because we have difference of opinions here.
Sure. And again, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. For me personally, again, this is all personal stuff. I thought it was a bit pandering because I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make me feel, a certain way about Seth Rollins, which is fine. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a story. Again, you're supposed to root for this protagonist. Yeah. But for me, I'm like, they chose the wrong route for this at this stage of their careers.
Yeah, and again, like we were saying, because obviously LA Knight brought it up. He's like, you guys had your moments, but who was the one over the last 4 years or whatever it was that has been on top, crowd favorite? And,
pops everywhere he goes.
Everybody, who was the best? Who was actually better than you guys? It's the one that everybody's saying, and he does the whole LA Knight, and the crowd obviously eats it up. Great.
Yeah.
And it keeps. Yeah. You can't be going. Well, you can't actually go, no, he's wrong. You're going, because the crowd's been baying for him to have a championship. And by the time he gets it, it's going to be the same situation with Sammy. By the time he gets it, you're either going to do what they did, which we'll come to, or no one's going to care.
I don't care now. I want him to win one, but purely because of the fact that I don't want Seth and Roman to hold the championship for the next 5 years, 10 years, until they retire.
So Seth going, oh, I'm the Vision, and then a year later going, no, we got the youth coming up on us, bro. Brother, we have the youth coming up on us. This is our 180. Let's see what happens.
That's a heel move. That's a heel 180.
If you're going to be saying that, that's cool. If you lose now, I don't want Seth going after this. Stop bringing in more blood to take on Roman Reigns. And then when Roman Reigns loses it, I don't want Roman Reigns to win it again. Maybe in 4 years and you can shock me.
Sure.
But I don't need to see him win it again so quickly after he loses it. Because if you're trying to develop your young talent, put it on someone who has a mouth and who can do it. This is why LA Knight it's because LA Knight's just the grinder and gone through the indies, right?
Thank you. Yes.
And it's just a notch on his. It's just a notch in his notebook or a notch on his shoulder or whatever. It's just a pin on his breastplate that he gets to have a world title picture. Because LA Knight is what, 42, 43?
Yeah, they're not young. He's not
young.
He was in TNA for 12 years.
So, I'd like, and it's the same thing with you. I'd like to see him get one because I do actually think he deserves it. And he should have had it 3 years ago.
Yes, he should have, right? But let's talk about the young talent for a second. Let's talk about the Brock over stuff. Because it all relates.
Yeah.
How are you gonna fuck up a King of the Ring tournament? You crowned the right person. I'll blankly say that. You got the right dude.
The wrong way, but you got the right person.
You finally did. And what's the first thing they do? Literally the week after he wins this crown, which used to be a prestigious thing. He's like, I'm going to not take my title opportunity so I can take on Brock Lesnar for no reason.
He's fucked around too much, and he's pissed me off. I want to take him out. I don't care about my World Heavyweight Championship. So the only thing I like about it is the way that they worded it from him. He's like, the title's always going to be there.
I didn't like that because what it says to me when he said that was like, he's due a title shot because he won. But no, what you've actually done is given up your title shot. That's how it sounded to me when he worded it like that. Because I was also like, is he saying he's given up the title? Because it sounded to me like he gave up the title shot. He's like, no, I'll get another one. As opposed to, I'm owed one.
Yeah, I suppose they could have. I didn't mind it in that sense. I didn't mind it in that sense if they go along with the whole thing of he still gets to keep it. I think it's bullshit because they went the winner is facing the champion at SummerSlam, and then they veered off and went, nah, it's cool. We'll just make him face Brock. Why not do exactly what we did? We have said all along and just go
night
one Brock, night two Roman, or night one Roman win the title, and then night two raise the stakes for Brock.
But doesn't that just make more sense to you? Because yes, beat Brock at SummerSlam. That was always going to be the match. We knew this. We called this all the way from the time that after Brock came back after his loss at WrestleMania. We're like, cool. Well, we know. But they haven't announced that it's a retirement match yet. They're running out of time as well on that. So I don't think it will be a retirement match. Fair, fine. It doesn't have to be. But here's the thing, right? You have it built in. He beats Brock on night 1, and then he can lose to Roman on night 2 because he was just in Hell in a Cell with Brock Lesnar. It's very easy to protect him here.
Yeah. But at the same time, without them announcing this being a retirement thing, that would have been better for Oba to go. Instead of Hell in a Cell, it's like, oh, this is I want your career.
No, but I like the don't get me wrong, I like the Hell in a Cell idea. It gives a bit more stakes because we have seen 2 matches with them straight up, right? Which is fine. Give it Hell in a Cell. But Brock called Hell in a Cell. Didn't Brock called, right? He was like, no, Oba did.
Yeah,
okay, well, that doesn't.
You can't have Oba have 2 stipulations. You can't have Oba say, I want Hell in a Cell and I want a retirement. You should have had Oba call out, I want a retirement match, and then Brock goes, cool, let's do something that I have not lost in, and let's do Hell in a Cell.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I misspoke. My bad.
Yeah.
I misspoke. But do that.
Prove the point.
Yeah.
But you have not alluded to it, which worries me, because if they have not said this is his retirement match, this is the perfect retirement match for someone like Brock Lesnar, because I don't want to see Brock Lesnar win another championship. And after this, I don't think there's any relevant storyline for Brock Lesnar to be involved in. I don't see one.
Well, there hasn't been a legit storyline for Brock to be in since Oba for a very long time, right?
That's what I'm saying. You can't, and you can't just rush it and go. So now they're saying, obviously, they're announcing all these matches for SummerSlam and whatever because they're struggling to sell tickets. So the whole thing with Oba announcing that he wants the match or whatever.
Also, can we talk about this Oba promo with Paul Heyman? Like, it started off really good, and then
it just went downhill.
It went downhill real quick.
Quickly. The only thing I really loved about it, again, Paul Heyman's his expressions. Again, things like that sell me. I love it when people play their bit. Love it when people play their bit. Don't have Paul Heyman standing there when he's insulting him and Brock and being like, okay, whatever. Like, if Paul Heyman, so because it's why I loved it as well, is because Paul Heyman came out going, I ain't shooting on Brock Lesnar. I'm addressing Obafemi here.
Okay? Love that. Thought it was a great way to set it up.
And he had he was bitch talking, and it was fantastic. But his whole demeanor changed, and that's what sold me as well. Like, that's what got me.
Not right away. Halfway through Oba's thing. And this is why I think it went a little bit downhill. Because I loved Oba coming out. Not strutting. Business Oba looked deadly. Loved it. And then Oba started, and I will say this is probably Oba's weakest promo since he's been on the main roster.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Not because he did a bad job by any stretch of the imagination. He did a great job.
They're getting too much to say.
That's the thing. I don't know who's in the back or who the head writer is right now, but this is Obafemi. He's done many, many promos since he debuted, and they just keep getting better and better because it's poignant, it's to the point, it's quick, and it's hard, and he says cool shit. He had a whole, ladies and gentlemen listening and watching, he had a whole saying, it's like, the head needs to feed through the mouth, but the mouth needs that, or some, I don't know. His analogy took about maybe a minute to get through.
Yeah.
And it lost me completely because I was like, why are you trying to make him... It felt to me that they were like, here's a script, you have to say it word for word. And
it was a bit struggly. Like,
it was a bit struggly.
It was a bit too long, but again, when he started getting more serious near the end of it, and you saw Paul
Heyman switch, then it was great. Yeah, so
kind of saved it in that
retrospect. It started here. Oba came out, kept here. Then he did his first half, dipped, and then after that, when he started ramping up and like, this is what I'm going to do, and ramped back up. Paul Heyman with his expressions, fantastic. What are you doing with Obafemi? Why are you trying to make him sound like this wisdom AI dude?
He kind of did the same thing, like, and I don't know why they made him say that, but when he came out the week before, when the whole thing was set up, and he's like, yes, that's a nice reception for a ruler, but I am befitting of the reception of a king or whatever. Like, I get it. He's not a dictator. We get it. He's from Africa. But he's not a dictator.
No.
Why is it going like his yeah? It was an odd thing to do because that was heelish vibes, and he's not.
I got heelish vibes from that. I
It's like
did.
that's like telling the crowd, like, yeah, you're good, but I need better stuff. That's heelish vibes. That's not someone going, yeah, cool, yeah, I am the ruler,
Yeah.
I am whatever. I
And
can be the king as long as you don't disrespect me or you lose your
that's
faith in me.
fine.
That's
But
cool.
again, it's all a cadence thing. Like if he had said it more jokingly, yeah, I could get behind it. But he said it very serious.
Yeah, he said
Very
it very
much
much like Over would say
like
something.
what are you doing? Like cheer better. I was
Yeah,
like,
like
oh,
that. You don't want to drive the crowd off. Let's
no.
not do that.
This is like R-Truth with these weird Mexican thing that like accents that he's doing.
That was borderlining.
Well,
racist.
the first one was borderline racist. The second one, when they had their interaction on SmackDown with the War Raiders or Viking Experience, whatever they call now, I have
think
no
they're
idea.
the War Raiders still.
But he did the Mexican thing again. I'm like, who's Mexican in this? Or who's sorry, I say Mexican. I sound racist now. Who's Hispanic in this little four-way thing that you're going on? Damian Priest.
Well,
Because
he's
even
the
that's a
Latin
bit
American.
yeah, but it's
He's
bad.
from Puerto Rico or whatever.
yeah, but still, like the way it was portrayed was like, I don't get it. Same thing, right? It's cadence. It's a cadence.
Yeah, it was very much an odd thing.
Very odd.
Also, again, I also get it, but I didn't like Brock low blowing Over. I thought it was
No, at that stage when he came out, it's like talk shit, get hit. Great line again. Great line. Like F5. Talk shit, get hit. Goddamn, you had two mind-blowing t-shirts.
I want to start a petition based on what Paul Heyman said on his last one to start calling the Hell in a Cell the Broctagon, not a Hell in a Cell.
Oh, thank you. The Broctagon was phenomenal.
I want to start calling it.
Give me the phenomenal all day.
The Broctagon as the Hell in a Cell needs to be called the Broctagon from now on.
I want the Hell in a Cell to have 6 sides.
Around it. Oh, you want the 6-sided?
I want a 6-sided Hell in a Cell. You just saw Death's Door. You can do it. I know you can do it, WWE. You have a bigger budget than AEW does.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Broctagon. Broctagon gave me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps over there.
That was such a peak line from Paul Heyman.
It's like, you're not in the Hell in a Cell. You're in the Broctagon. God, it was awesome. That took it back up here.
It was, it kept
Broctagon, son. That was excellent. Fuck, I love the Broctagon. Again, it's simple things. Simple things, you guys. Consistency.
But again, if people aren't chanting when they come into this Hell in a Cell, if the fans are not chanting and latching on to Broctagon, 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 I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be like, you lost an absolute gold mine in a chant, and you've lost a gold mine in marketing a shirt.
I mean, if there isn't a Broctagon shirt.
That was an absolute peak. Again, I'm sorry, I'm hopping on about
it. No, but still, I get it. But
something nice and fun that came out of it.
In this feud, you have 3 of the greatest little things you've seen in wrestling for a very long time. You know, fuck around, F5. F5. Phenomenal. Talk shit, get hit. Yes, lead into a low blow, which I didn't appreciate, but whatever. I thought Brock didn't need to do it at that stage.
He's never done something.
He's never done that. He's never done that.
Now you make him do that. Sorry. It should have been a Paul Heyman thing to do because that's the slide.
Yeah, and Paul Heyman does the behind the back low blow. He's done it to so many people. Yeah, he's not good at it.
But have him do something like that.
Maybe he needs to take some lessons from Maxine because she does it way better than he does. Because when he does it, it does look like you're sort of like, just in the nutsack, whatever.
Aim with the joystick.
This isn't aimed at kids, everybody. But and then you got the Broctagon. Which is, that's gold. It's gold. Take my money. I will buy a t-shirt that says Broctagon with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Buy
that. Buy that today.
But again, it was also like, I say, the whole nuance of Paul Heyman changing. When he started saying things, when Oba started saying the things like, I know you didn't tell Brock. I know he definitely watches.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love the little flip. I love the
because you could see when Paul Heyman's eyes glazed and he started getting that expression as well, and he said that.
That
kind of reaffirms that Brock, Paul's not telling shit to Brock. Brock is watching to see what Oba's doing. And he's like, I'm not going to just beat him. And I want to beat him in front of his family, in front of his friends, in front of his wife, in front of his children.
You ramped it up. Short and sweet. You ramped it up. It was great.
And he got loud and aggressive, and he got into that strut of it.
And Paul Heyman was going like this, and he looked menacing. Looked menacing, like what we want Oba to be. The reason we chant his name, it's not because he's a big dude. It's because he's
again,
awesome.
Again, actually, another one. To get to heaven, you have to go through hell. Okay.
Also not bad. Also not bad. I like that. And then Brock Lesnar, I will see you in hell. That was great.
Yeah. Done. Don't need to give over too much to say. You can literally.
No, this is more. Like, you lost me in the first half. You did, because you try to make him sound wise and weird, and I don't know, like, draw out senses. He's not Chris Jericho 2007.
No.
Less is more. It's over Femi. I walk in, I beat the shit out of you, I leave. Simple stuff. Like, you don't have to think about it too much.
No.
Huh. But, yeah. So, before we get to the main cracks of why I think WWE is a hot mess right now.
Yep.
Another little quick thing is just go back to the women's division.
Oh, yeah.
So Lainey Reed defeated Brie Bella on a random SmackDown.
So you had, so you've buried Fatal Influence, and then you give her this random win on a SmackDown.
That's what I'm saying. So you have this heat. You have them as the bad guys. You make them lose a whole ton, so no one gives a shit about them. It's like, you know what we're going to do? Let Lainey Reed beat Brie Bella in a singles match. And I also bitched about this the other day. I still don't understand why, and I've never really have understood, why if you beat, especially if you're in a tag team, and you beat someone in a one-on-one, that automatically sort of pushes you ahead of the line in terms of tag teams for a title shot, because that's also what they're leaning towards, yeah. I do see Fatal Influence winning the tag titles at SummerSlam. Again, in a moment. And I'm fine with that. But wouldn't it have been a lot cooler if you had put it on them sooner?
Yeah, it would have. It would have been great. But who then do you use? Do you use Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley, or do you use Lainey Reed and JC Jane, or do you use JC Jane and Fallon Henley? I
would use Lainey Reed and Fallon Henley because JC Jane is established as the leader. So you'd want her going after the Intercontinental title.
Or the women's US title.
Or the US title. The women's US title, which is actually on SmackDown.
I know there's this whole schlock going on with Tiffany and Jade and Charlotte, and this has only become what it is because Rhea's out injured. So basically, what they've done is they've taken the Rhea spot and put Tiffy in there because Rhea's injured. Because they're trying to hold a relevance for Charlotte and Jade to go after some kind of title because they can't go after the World Heavyweight because Rhea's injured.
But then drop the title of Rhea. Haven't we been saying this, Gazi? Haven't OTG? Please lay some knowledge on the people listening, on the people watching, as to why, if you're out for an extended period of fucking time, you drop the title.
And again, we'll allude to this on AEW. Willow Nightingale had to do that. So why not make it doesn't matter if they're your top stars. You will find a way to write them into a storyline where they will then be relevant again, and they will win the title, or they'll be in that picture. That's fine, but you need to make them drop it. And you alluded to this the other day. I think the last person who did that was Finn Balor. They made him drop it the next day.
And look what it did. They never gave him a title shot back, but he wasn't as big as Rhea Ripley is.
No, so it's fine. If Rhea's injured, she'll come back and she'll still be great.
100%. And you have a stacked roster of women who could carry this title for you. Including the younger chicks, like a Lash Legend. Could have had anybody in this position, but now Rhea's been on TV for nearly 2 months.
I don't think it's that long.
Well, it doesn't matter until SummerSlam.
It still feels like that. Yeah, it still feels like that.
Right? Last time she was on, she didn't wrestle, did she? I think it was like after Backlash.
Backlash. No, Clash in Italy she wrestled.
Sure. Okay, fine. Whatever. Fine. I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. That was still a month and a half ago. That was almost a month and a half ago.
But yeah, I know what you say. But I get it. It's just a very weird one because she got injured in that 6 women tag match, didn't she?
Yeah, she got injured before the Clash then.
That was no. That was about 3 weeks ago or something like that.
No, I feel like we'll fact check later.
We will fact check later, but no, I think she's been out for about 3 or 4 weeks now, as far as I'm aware.
Doesn't matter. She hasn't
Either
done.
way, she's
She
injured.
hasn't been alluded to. No one's even talking about the women's title. No one's talking about it on SmackDown.
But what you're doing now is what you're doing exactly what you did with Liv. You're just leaving them as champion so that they have relevancy when they come back. They will always have a relevancy because they are the top stars.
Yes, exactly.
And
The
it's
Rock,
not like
The Rock could come back tomorrow. He's still a top star in the eyes of the WWE universe.
Yeah.
He could have a title match tomorrow. It makes sense. He's The Rock. Rhea
agree,
Ripley can drop the title today, and at SummerSlam have a title match. They did it with Becky Lynch with Bianca Belair at SummerSlam a few years ago.
Sorry, you put Rhea and Io in a tag division, and she still had more relevancy than a lot of women going after the women's title.
Exactly.
You had them in a tag team situation, and they were like best friend, enemies turned best friends.
Yeah.
In a tag situation.
You gave them a name. You haven't given half the roster a name. You haven't given Brage. There's the name. I just gave you Paige and Brie Bella. Brage. There you go. I came up with it without even trying because I'm annoyed more than anything else. You didn't even give. Don't give half that. You haven't given Charlotte Flair and Alexa a tag team name, but you called them Rio.
Yeah, everyone's calling them Charlexa because you started the Rio thing.
Yeah, but we're calling them Charlexa.
Yeah.
Not them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like we'll call it Charlexa because they started the whole Rio thing. So
we call it Charlexa, yeah, and our Brage.
So it's just I'm a bit baffled there.
Don't get it,
man. Like I say, you've inserted Charlotte and Jade in this US title, women's title picture to keep those stars relevant because Rhea's off injured. When she comes back, who then is the main person to go after that? Because I don't want to see Jade. I don't want to see Jade going from being in a world heavyweight title picture, to then going to the US title, to then going back to the world heavyweight title. It means you've either run out of ideas or you have no faith in the younger generation. Because I want to see Rhea Ripley against JC Jane in a one-on-one match again, because that was an incredible match when they put it on after JC Jane and Fatal Influence made themselves known. She beat Rhea. She beat Rhea, she beat Charlotte, and she was like, I'm beating all these top women, and now you've buried Fatal Influence.
Yeah. And you've never, at no stage, have you given them a microphone so they can keep it relevant at least.
No.
You know? It's like, oh, well, when Rhea comes back, I beat her already. I should get shot number one. No. Yeah. No. You have a random Lainey Reed versus Brie Bella match where Brie loses after this whole build-up of the whole reason that, again, and we've said this 1,000 times, Paige is younger than we are.
Yeah.
Yes, Brie is like pushing 40 or whatever, however old she is, but she's not old. Not crazy old or anything like that. But their whole thing is like they're the older generation. Which again just feels like you run in circles with the Seth and Roman thing, but whatever. So the whole reason you've had Brie and Paige win is because they can't really keep up with the younger guys. So it's always like that quick roll up or that sneaky, like the slightly heelish stuff, but it's like, well, it's fine. I don't hate that. But then she loses to Lainey Reed on her own SmackDown, and now all of a sudden you're pushing Fatal Influence here. I don't get it. Make it make sense, Cosby. Make it make sense.
I'm trying to make it make sense, but I can't, because the time has come and gone to put titles on Fatal Influence.
It's gone.
In the same way the time has come and gone for you to put a title on LA Knight.
Lash Legend.
It's come and gone for you to put a singles title on Lash Legend. It's too much. Like, Tiffy came in, she made herself relevant, and within like a year, she became women's champion.
Yeah, fair enough. And US champ before that. She did great.
So,
is it really a look thing? Is it maybe that? Is it?
I don't know.
Maybe have we got blinkers on, and it's just like, if you're hot and blonde, you get a title shot. Because if that was the case, Alexa Bliss should be champ right now.
Just a valid point. I don't know. The women's division is a real hot mess.
It's an enigma. It's a hot mess. It's a garbage fire. Garbage fire.
And I'm not gonna. People can say what they want, and I think I shared a picture with you the other day about who's the best, like the top rankings for the women's and men's in the world, and Tekla was like number 5. I'm not having that.
A travesty of justice.
If she's not in the top 2, I don't know what's going on.
Who would be number 1? It is Tekla.
I think Rhea's number 1 at this point.
She has been off TV for 2 months.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I think Rhea's number 1. and like Liv's number 2.
I don't think you did send that to me because I would have raged if I'd seen that.
Trust me. I will give you. Actually, if we're talking about shit being in a hot mess, I'll tell you now, man. I sent you power rankings, and this was it was yesterday for the men. Will Ospreay was number 1.
Fair.
Obafemi is number 2.
Fair.
Roman Reigns in at number 3. When was the last time Roman Reigns wrestled, and why is he at number 3?
Can't remember.
Sami Zayn number 4. So this was again before the incident. Sami Zayn was number 4. Gunther was number 5.
Wolf, I don't know about that, but okay.
Swerve Strickland number 6.
Not in top 5. Eat a dick. No. Okay.
Danhausen number 7.
Fair. Up until that point, I was killing it. I'll give him that.
Cody Rhodes number 8.
Boo! I'm not a Cody guy though. That's biased.
Seth Rollins number 9. Chad.
Boo! No. What? No.
Mm-hmm. Then women. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Women, right? And I cannot get on board with any of this. I think this is all an absolute joke of where their rankings are, because I'm also not seeing specific people that I want to see in this.
Fair.
Well, first of all, actually, with the men's, you've got 2 AEW wrestlers. Just because WWE is
it's more mainstream. It's more mainstream.
More mainstream product doesn't mean you have to have overload them in this ranking. Because I will tell you now, Leo Rush should be on that ahead of
Seth
Cody Rhodes.
Absolutely
should be on that ahead of Gunther.
Agreed.
I actually like what Gunther's doing in a way, but I'd say Leo Rush could be on there ahead of them.
He's more engaging than Gunther is right now.
Why MJF is not on the top 10?
The fact that he's not actually number 1 is actually crazy to me.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a company called. It's a thing that's called Uncrowned. Apparently, they're quite popular with rankings. So, but MJF's not on that list,
which is wild.
You got Ospreay and Swerve. Okay.
Yeah, but
Kenny Omega's not on this list, and Kenny's done more in the 3-4 weeks that he's been back since Double or Nothing than Roman Reigns has done since WrestleMania.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
And Roman Reigns is still number 3. I don't know how this works. Either way, it's the worst aspect of it, right? Liv Morgan is number 1.
What? Why?
Oh, Liv Morgan is number 1 on the women's.
Why? She's done absolutely 0.
Io Sky is number 2. I don't mind Io being in the top 10. I don't say 2.
Top 10, I'll give you.
This irritates the shit out of me because I get it, but it irritates the shit out of me, and I don't think she should be this high. I think maybe she's in the top 10. I don't think she should be. Mercedes Moné. I know we're deviating a little, but this is a hot mess of wrestling at this point right now.
She should be in the top 10.
But I don't.
As much as we dislike her as a wrestler, like she's a good wrestler, and she's been there, and she's been putting on good matches consistently, and she's a great heel. You got to give it to her.
3. But
not top 3, top 10 easy. Top 10 easy.
Rhea Ripley's number 4. Again, hasn't been on TV for the last 3 weeks. Tekla is number 5. Why Tekla is not number 1 is beyond me.
The best heel in the business right now.
Tiffany's number 6. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
Who's number 4? You can say number 4.
Rhea.
Oh, then I miscounted. Yeah.
Rhea 4. So Liv, Io, Mercedes, Rhea, Tekla. Tiffany at 6. Can get on board with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jade 7. I can get on board with it. I can get on board with it being in the top 10. I can, because we both agreed that her last several months have probably been her best, and she's wrestled.
Sure, that's a fair step.
And she is in a relevant storyline.
Actually, I think that placement's very fair. I think that's good. Yeah, fair.
I could probably put her at 6 and Tiffy at 7. I'm not going to lie.
I wouldn't mind switching them over.
Lyra's at number 8.
Boo, because of her heel toe. She's done fuck all.
And this one surprises me because, again, the relevancy. JC Jane is number 9. Now, I'm not saying she's a bad wrestler, but the relevancy of everything that's going on, JC Jane is at number 9, right?
If you had told me that a few months ago, I'd be absolutely livid. The fact that she's even in the top 10 right now is actually kind of surprising because...
Yes, and this is what I'm saying. This one, I think, is a surprise, but I would have her in the top 5 based off of the showing at Forbidden Doors. It's Starlight Kid.
After that match, yeah, I can see that. You know, I'm surprised not on there. Where's Stat? Where's Chris Statlander?
None of that. Where is where is Megan Bain?
Yeah.
Lena Cross. Why is the Divine Dominion not in there as a tag team? Actually, to be fair, why is Charlotte not on that list?
I mean, she's done more than.
She's putting in some of her best work she has in years.
We're not talking matches here either. We're
No.
talking about character and
Everything.
matches. Yeah, she's actually she's really looking better than ever. The fact that Charlotte's not there is a surprise.
Yeah, I'd have her instead of JC Jane.
I would have her instead of Rhea.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, the way that people are ranking shit at this point is ridiculous. But again, it shows you on the women's side, actually, how the fact that there's not more than three AEW wrestlers on the women's side shocks me.
That's biased.
And on the men's side, the fact that you don't have MJF is bizarre.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right? That's crazy.
That's, for me.
Where's Darby? Darby's been more relevant.
Yeah, that's, again.
Kevin Knight. I could go on.
Okada, Takeshita,
Fletcher. Most of the people in Don Callis family.
Andrade.
Where's Andrade? God damn. Where's Orange Cassidy?
So, again, actually, I think if you had to rank it, I'd have maybe 7 or 8 AEW wrestlers for the men.
And the women, probably.
And for the women, I probably would have about 6 or 7 on that list from AEW.
I agree.
More than WWE.
I'm
not glazing this. This is a split pod. I know we're talking about WWE at this point, but I just wanted to say that point.
No, I mean, because it's wild that that's the case. Yeah. Also, again, like even on the men's side, where's Obafemi in there?
Obafemi was number 2.
Number 2. Okay, but he's been doing his best work, so shouldn't he be number 1? Again, the ranking.
Okay, Will Ospreay number 1, Obafemi number 2.
I don't know.
I'd say MJF is number 1.
I would go MJF, then probably Oba.
I'd go
only because MJF should be on that list.
Yes, but I would have MJF over Ospreay.
100%, dude.
I think that's the way I would go with it.
I love Will Ospreay. Who doesn't at this stage? But I don't know. I need to find out. I need to know exactly what the criteria was.
I did send it to you on Instagram, so just have a look.
On Instagram, I don't check my messages on Instagram. I got too many hoes on there. You know what I mean?
Just check it.
That's crazy. Okay, and you didn't. You know what? You know who you didn't put on this goddamn list at any stage? Sami motherfucking Zayn.
No, he was on that list.
No, he wasn't on that list because he's not number 3.
He was.
He's not in the top 5.
I think he was number 6.
Let's talk about Sami Zayn and the reason this is such a hot goddamn mess.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, we did the recovery or the recap on Night of Champions, and we were ecstatic. We were all over this. Loved it. It was a great match. It was the right finish. But now what WWE have done is exactly.
Hold your thought right there for 1 second, guys.
But I mean, and again, this is my issue, is I think that WWE, and you're saying moments,
Saudi Arabia
has proved that point, okay? Specifically what has transpired in the last 9 days since he won at Night of Champions. Because he is well known. He obviously, it's technically a home country favorite for Sami Zayn. If he wins, he gets a massive pop. He gets love, respect. But I think we all should have seen some kind of writing on the wall, the way that he was treating this, having had the title. Because he won, and he drove around doing all these social media posts, taking all these pictures, more shit.
You mean being a champion? Cause the OTG. Do not make me fight you on the stream, dude.
I'm not saying. I'm saying from a perspective of if you're just an average fan. I would do the same thing if I won a championship. I'd be taking all these random photos and shit.
You have a championship belt. And I've seen you do Instagram photos. I have a terrible 24/7 championship belt. My least favorite belt of all time, but I have it. And I took photos of it.
But
I hear what you're saying, though. I'm sorry. I'm getting riled up. Carry on, please.
We didn't see anything from the first Raw after the Night of Champions, which is fine because
he's on SmackDown.
The World Undisputed Champ or the WWE Undisputed Championship is a SmackDown thing. So we open SmackDown the right way with the champ. Okay,
As you do.
as you do. There was a bit of 50-50 going on there. They were like people popped because it's Sammy's song.
I'm glad you brought that up because before he won, it was very 80-20 on the non-ride or die side.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody a ride or die on Sammy besides the 20%, and there's two of us here. That's 20% right there. After Night of Champions, it was about 50-50. You could hear a lot more chants. You had the diehard Sami Zayn, ride or dies, because it was our moment.
Yeah.
I've been watching this dude since Ring of Honor. Those are the real ride or dies. It's 50-50, and I didn't mind that at all. I like him being that sort of tweener sort of thing.
Not Sami Zayn. El Generico.
Al Generico. Well, they are two separate people. I apologize.
Well, I don't.
You don't know that.
I'd like to. I don't know that. I'd like to meet El Generico.
I like them in the same room. I think they'd be both good drinking buddies. You know, we should get them on the podcast. That'd be dope.
El Generico and
I'll reach out. I'll reach out.
But yeah, so we started, and you're right. There's 50-50 there. I liked what Sammy had to say because he was still playing into this again gimmick of the last real good guy.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good gimmick. It's a really good gimmick, especially for a guy like Sammy.
Yeah.
And they've been building it long enough that you buy into his own sort of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I liked it.
Because he's like, oh yeah, no, this is for, us, this is for me, I won this type thing. So again, he was talking in the sorts of eyes and then random us, this is for me and my ride or dies, whatever.
It's like he sort of catches himself off of it. It's like,
but he was also like,
man of people, got it.
I still don't understand it because some of you are booing me, but there's so people booing me 3 years ago wanting me to win the title. Now,
I like that.
We bring it back to the relevancy thing of, yes, I would love to have seen Sammy win the title 3 years ago. But for some people, it's 3 years too late. For us, it's never too late for Sami Zayn.
Yes.
Right?
But objectively, it is 3 years too late.
Yes.
Because it should have happened during the Bloodline.
It should have been him who dethroned Roman Reigns.
Should have been.
To literally drive that wedge in the Bloodline. He betrayed them.
Betrayed is a strong word.
Fine. He didn't. Well, if you look at. No, I'm going to use the word betrayed Bloodline. I'm not saying
he didn't betray the Bloodline. He was a loyal Kevin Owens dude.
No, okay. So
he chose his best friend over his new family. Blood is thicker than water, except for the water of the juice, or whatever the fuck that whole saying is.
No, hold on. This is why it's a betrayal to the Bloodline, because his loyalty to Kevin Owens was stronger than that, but he was still doing things the Bloodline were telling him to do. There's only one thing that they couldn't get him to do.
It's turn Kevin.
And I get that's loyalty, but that's betrayal in the Bloodline. I never said you have to define loyalty and betrayal.
But he's not in the Bloodline. He was an honorary Uce.
For how long?
Until
he was treated as a member of the family.
As an honorary Uce.
But when you're treated as a member of the family, yes, that's blood.
Was he
are we not gonna forget? Are we not gonna say?
I feel like you're looking at the Bloodline saga with Sammy with rose-tinted glasses here, guys. I think they still treat him like shit.
I never said loyalty was different to betrayal.
But you say betrayal. I don't think he betrayed the Bloodline. I think they betrayed him and he got his comeback.
He betrayed the Bloodline.
They betrayed him. They betrayed him first. They took out Kevin Owens, his original ride or die. This is a different story. We'll talk about the Bloodlines like on a different episode.
But it became.
We could argue this.
Too late. It's 3 years too late.
I agree.
That's all the defining moment of it. It was 3 years too late, and I get that. He came out and he did that, and he said he could go tell everyone to piss off, and he could tell everyone to kiss his ass, but he's not going to do that because he's the last real good guy. So because I'm a good guy, right? Again, he's still playing into it. Still playing into it. And we got Cody Rhodes. Cody doing Cody things.
And I got PTSD flashbacks of Rey Mysterio winning the championship and then John Cena just off camera coming in like, sorry, Rey, I got to fight you tonight, and then beating him in like 8 seconds. So I thought that's where it was going to go. to be honest.
Well, you had Cody doing Cody things, right?
Yeah, he's all, what do you want to talk about? Well, Sammy switched it on. It's like, well,
Sammy
Cody,
went,
what do
yeah,
you want to
Cody
talk about,
went.
Cody? I love that.
But I liked it. I liked that he was like, nah, enough of this bullshit. Just tell me why you're here. Don't try and congratulate me. Don't tell me you're a friend. Don't
No,
tell
that's
me
not what it's
bullshit.
about.
You've got an agenda. Tell me the agenda.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Thought it was great.
I like it again. I think there's the realism there with Sami Zayn and that whole situation. So it's like it's literally like we're past this point of actually being friends.
Yeah,
Just
enough
tell me
of
what you
enough of the pleasantries. Yeah.
You could have done this. You know you could have had the pleasantries months ago, but we're past that point now.
Yeah. What do they say in pop music, man? Don't bore us. Get to the chorus.
Like that.
Like that.
But we got that whole schlock of.
It wasn't bad. I like the back
terrible.
and forth. I like the back and forth. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't boring or anything like that.
And then
it got boring. Then it got sad and terrible, and I hated it. I hated everything after this.
Because Crash Out Jay came out,
Which, and this reminded me of the prior week before, where you had that, like, you know, the promos between a few guys, and then Jay came out and was like, why was he there? I don't understand. What he was there for was, okay, cool. So instead of, again, new blood coming in. Could have been anybody. Could have been Trick coming out. I would have loved Trick to come out. You know, that would have been great. No, what we're going to do is we're going to have Jay say, this is your warning shot, even though this man misses
Sammy,
a simple
this is
kick.
your warning shot. Oh, but this is what I say. I think the relevancy, and we'll argue again at some point, not tonight. Not tonight. But where he's like, oh, I've got to bring that trophy back to the family. And Sammy was like,
as far as I'm concerned, it is in the family.
This is why I say what Sammy did was a betrayal to the bloodline. I never said it was a test of loyalty. I'm not saying it was the loyalty to Kevin Owens. If he's saying something like that, that makes me think it's more betrayal than it is loyalty, right? As far as I'm concerned, it's still in the family.
And you forgive family, so it wasn't a betrayal. But anyway, I digress.
They never forgave him.
Well, I mean, they did. That's whatever.
That's betrayal.
Point is, we'll argue about this on a different one. Point is, I love that line. But then Jay was like, okay, cool. Yada, yada, yada. Boring Jay stuff. Somehow we get a number one contenders match out of Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, because Adam Cole. I mean, yeah, because Adam.
Pierce, never call him Adam Cole. How dare you?
Whatever. Adam, it's on my mind because of something that I've done. Don't worry, it's fine. But
it's my birthday in like a week and a half. Fair enough.
So Adam Pierce comes out and he's like, "Oh no, we're gonna do this as number one." First of all, if no one's seen it, it's because of the crash out that Gunther, or the fight that Gunther had with Nick Aldis, right? I'm hoping I see old school Magnus versus new school Gunther in a match. I don't care.
So just for the viewers and listeners, guys, a little bit of context.
Mm.
If we keep going on about context and storylines, we've got to give them context.
We've got to give the background.
Tell the people what they missed.
So there was something that came out on social media, WWE social media, where after the match at Night of Champions, Gunther decided to get all ragey, as he's been doing lately, and go and attack Nick Aldis. Now, personally, I think Gunther was in the wrong. Because Nick Aldis is his boss and his superior, and he laid hands on him. So Gunther should have been suspended, not Nick Aldis. They were all Gunther suspended, blah, blah, blah. Nick Aldis should never have been suspended, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah.
He gets suspended because he's getting into fisticuffs with Gunther.
Yeah.
Fine. But this is why we have Adam Pearce now taking over temporary managerial duties on SmackDown.
I would just have to add a caveat there. The worst general manager of all time, Adam Pearce.
Fair. But we get Adam Pearce taking over as the temporary general manager of SmackDown because Nick Aldis can't do his job.
Which is a wild statement, but okay.
Can't do his job as words by Pearce.
Imagine, I would just like to paint a picture for all the listeners and the viewers at home. Imagine someone lays hands on you and you don't defend yourself. Bear in mind, you don't hit him, you protect yourself.
Yeah, you just push him off. You grab his
Just
arm.
push
and
him off and be like,
You
don't do
hit
that
him
again, or else we're going to throw hands. No, apparently this was enough to get you suspended, and then the worst version of you come in and take your job for a little bit.
So he just decides to go off key and just go, okay, cool, we'll get a number one contenders match, which I'm all for Sammy going, I'm champion. What do I not going to say? Besides, I know Cody lost. Technically, Cody should have just had an automatic rematch, and they went, okay, it should be here, and it should always be on SmackDown.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I'm fine with that, okay?
That's fine.
He just lost it. He held it for a while. He defended it several times.
Yeah.
If he goes, I want to reinvoke my rematch clause, fine.
No
But I
issues.
don't want a rematch clause where you just literally get the title flip-flopping every single time. I invoke a rematch clause. I invoke a rematch clause. I invoke a rematch clause. I invoke a... It's bullshit. That's crap, right?
That's crap.
Cody held it for a while.
Yeah, you're entitled to one. You're entitled to a rematch.
Just go, I'm entitled to this. Not, okay, we'll put up a number one contenders match because I didn't need to see Cody versus Jay.
No, it was a terrible match as well. It was not good.
I'll give it to you this. It felt like watching a lumberjack chop through wood, but he couldn't even break the bark. It was just like after the first 3 attempts of anything, you just go, he's not. This is boring. This is bullshit.
Maybe call it. Get a new axe.
Yeah,
you know?
Something like that. But no, we had to sit through 10 minutes of what felt an eternity.
Was it only 10 minutes? I swear to God, it took up the last half hour of SmackDown.
No, it was only 10 minutes. Genuine. It's only 10 minutes. Probably took half an hour because of the way they both enter the ring.
Yeah.
But it took up only 10 minutes. I timed it because I had to. And again, it was
you're actually quite a stickler for.
I'm getting onto this now because
ever since WrestleMania.
No, ever since that, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure this works.
I love it. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Yeah.
So we get Cody winning, and again in the weirdest fashion, hitting a spear, hitting a splash. Again, this is going to be for me. This is going to come to the relevancy of the most recent Raw.
Sure.
But each other trying to steal each other's moves.
Enough of that.
Enough now. Do your own moveset and do your own finishes.
Like I mean, for Cody, I get it for Cody because the Crossroads has to be the least protective finisher of all time. Because unless he hits it 3 times in a row, like he's guaranteed not to win. Because again, this goes back to the AEW stuff. It's too many kickouts or finishes. That match had far too many. And also,
his spear was still better than Jay's, which is.
I was just gonna say, it's much better spear than Jay's. Also, how they have a performance center, right? They have a roster filled with people who know how to spear. Surely someone can teach Jay. Roman was in the NFL for a little bit, or wanted to be an NFL superstar at one stage. Surely can teach him how to do a spear. Because every time he hits it, it's not that it's bad. It's that it scares me a little bit in the sense that I feel like Jay's going to break his neck because he's headbutting people in the chest. Because he doesn't know how to tackle somebody.
No. But again, we're seeing every single member of the bloodline adopt the spear now because Jimmy did it.
You know, like... Anyway, we digress.
You don't need to have so many people doing that move.
No.
That move. It used to be one of the most. It for me was a protected move because there was only about 2 people who did it. In the two, Edge and Goldberg. They were the only two that I remember doing it. Right, like early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. Because Edge did it.
Yeah.
Even as a smaller guy, you never really saw a lot of smaller guys do the spear. But he was never in a match where he had to wrestle someone bigger than him, so the spear didn't work.
And to be honest, I think Edge gets a lot of shit for his spear.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
There's nothing. All he does is he puts he
goes down to his knees.
Yeah, and he latches on and he drops them safely.
Downwards, yeah.
So it doesn't look as impactful as a Goldberg one, but Goldberg injured people.
Yeah, Goldberg literally fucked up people's careers because of his spear.
So give Edge a break.
Now
sorry,
you've got every now you've got every bloodline member. Now we can say Edge is the WWE podcast. It's fine.
That's fair.
But now you got every member of the bloodline. I just hope Jacob Fatu doesn't end up doing it. But every one of them doing a fucking spear. You got Bron Breakker doing a spear. You got Charlotte doing a spear.
Yeah.
When does it start? Because in AEW, there's only 2 people I know doing a spear.
And two of the best in the
And
business.
the two best spears in the business. Not two of the two best spears.
WWE had a top 3 contender for spear in the business, and that was Kairi Sane, but they got rid of her. That's a different story.
But AEW, two best spears in the business, only 2 people who do a spear in my... Oh, no, 3, because we're going to say Cope. Okay? Going to say Cope. But that's his move. What I'm saying is from people in a modern era, like Connors and Tekla, 2 of the
best.
The 2 best spears.
You've never seen 2 better spears.
Which is perfect. I don't know why... So it's a little... I don't know why Cage just started doing the spear. It's a very weird thing. But...
Tag team thing.
It doesn't... Yeah, but as a tag team thing, that's... I get that type thing. But as an individual move, he still does the kill switch or whatever. So it's fine. But, yeah, you've got Jay doing terrible spear, and then you get Cody doing a spear. That's actually better than Jay's.
Yeah, which does make Jay look pretty good. But
it's supposed to be Roman Reigns' finisher, right? So the spear, technically, as an entity, it's Braun Breaker's and Roman Reigns' finishing move. As an entity, once you hit that, that should be it, right? But you have Jey Uso and Cody doing it and them kicking out of each other, kicking out of those spears. For me, that waters it down and it goes, that's not really a finisher.
No, I agree 100%. And we'll get to that for the Sparsh Raw, because there was a couple of argy-bargy things there that, you know, make you question a lot of stuff, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
But digress, we get to it. Cody Rhodes he gets the crossroads. I think Jay, again, oversells that. I don't mind someone selling it properly because it does look like a shit move.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Jay over-rotates and makes it look like a sort of DDT. So I'm not mad at it, but at the same time, the guy can't take a swinging neck breaker, so what the fuck?
Yeah. It's weird. It's like...
And the build-up to it was awful. That whole awkward sequence where he tried to do that in the corner, I was like, I'm done.
The whole match, like, caveat here, the whole match itself was sloppy. It was boring, middling, which is weird considering how sloppy it was, because it was very slow. That whole end sequence
was dreadful.
Was some of the worst wrestling I think I've ever seen. These are 2 dudes that have been wrestling for the last 20 years. They've wrestled against each other and had better matches.
It was poor.
It was poor. It's like, I don't know if maybe their hearts weren't in it or what, but it was just naff.
No,
I don't think there's a better word to describe it. It was beyond shit, you know?
I mean, well, we got Cody ended up winning, and then...
Well, then we get to Monday Night Raw.
No, hold on. Before we get to that...
Have
to give a shout out to the little interaction with Johnny Gargano and Sami Zayn.
I'll get to that after. I want to get to that after because I have a whole thing about that.
Okay, fine. You lead us into Raw and we go with that.
Yeah, so we get into Raw, right? So Sami Zayn very validly goes up to Adam Pearce and says there shouldn't be a match purely because of the fact that I'm a SmackDown superstar. Why am I on Raw defending my title against Cody Rhodes? Fair enough. I think that's a fair statement. It's not a heel move by any stretch. Makes sense.
No, it's a valid point.
It's a valid point. And as you alluded to earlier on, Sami said to him, it's like, why? This is on SmackDown. It's like, well, why are you making... You're not my general manager. Yeah, you're interim right now, but you shouldn't be making calls like this. And then we have a little bit of a weird situation before that. Well, during that, when Nick Aldis, who's suspended, is still on Raw and making calls.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that logic at all. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, before we get to what happened, so Cody's having a bit of a powwow with his best friend Adam Pearce because they're both terrible people, and Cody gets attacked.
Yep.
It's taken out. Full on. He's out. Can't do it. Fair. Okay, cool.
I like that kick. I like that door kick.
I love the door kick. So yeah, just for everyone watching, if you haven't seen it, Cody gets attacked by Gunzo.
Yep.
Smacked around a bit, throws him in a door, kicks the door on top of him. Bam.
car door this is, by the way.
Car door. Yeah. Not like a wagon door or
again, where's the consistency? Where's the police? Where's the arrest?
This is assault. But we digress. Cody, great little visual. Fake blood running out of his ear. I loved it. I thought it was great. I was like, oh shit, he got really knocked out. That was great. Which means Cody is questionable for the Raw to actually face Sammy at the end of the day. Or in the night, I guess you could say, right? So now my automatic thought was, oh, this is how they have Jey Uso versus Sammy.
Yeah. My first thought was that, and then I remembered that they kept dropping one word the entire night.
And that word was Chicago.
Chicago.
Chicago. Shut up.
Shut up. That's it. I also thought, okay, cool, we're gonna get Jay doing this, and then they just kept dropping.
They kept dropping the hints. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, they kept dropping it, but I was like, I don't know if they do it right now. That seems like a weird thing. I could see a match between Sammy and Jay. Give Sammy like a good.
He lost the number one contender, so why do you? And technically he's first in line.
Right, exactly. Technically correct. But then you could have, I was thinking like, well, if you do bring a certain person back, you could have Jay lose, gets him more in shit with the bloodline. Cool, happy with that. And then have a certain person from Chirac come in, Big Pop, come for you, Booker T style, you know? I won't say the whole thing, but Booker T style, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that didn't really happen. But in the interim of this, there was a little moment between Adam Pearce and Sammy. And I like the heel work from Sammy here. Because Sammy went up to Adam Pearce and was like, well, how's Cody doing? As a good, real friendship. And Adam was like, he's not going to make it. Well, that sounds like he died. He's not going to be able to wrestle.
Yeah.
So Sammy had this gleeful look on his face like, oh, I don't have to wrestle tonight. Which, rightly so. He's a SmackDown superstar. He's the SmackDown champion. Shouldn't have to wrestle on Raw. I get that.
Let me go out, shoot a promo, done.
Done. Go home, everyone's happy. We'll set up something for next week. Well, this Friday on SmackDown, right?
We saved 20 minutes of time.
Absolutely. 100%. And Adam Pearce is like, well, we'll see about that. Again, you're not his GM. You're interim. But this is where the Nick Aldis factor comes in. So Nick Aldis, who's suspended, because bear in mind, everybody, Adam Pearce has phoned apparently 1,000 people. His whole contact list was shut up. He can't find a single person in the whole of Chicago to find a challenger for Sami Zayn. As far as I'm concerned, call the match off.
Get that Tommy Dreamer in there.
Tommy Dreamer could have been there. That would have been dope. That would have been a great match. But
I know it's from Philly, but it's fine. Look at it, Tommy
then
Dreamer.
you have Nick Aldis, suspended Nick Aldis, come in, be like, oh, don't worry, I made a call. So now Nick Aldis is making calls on Raw.
Yeah, who's suspended, as you've alluded to. Shouldn't be doing any kind of work.
For the main event.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, everybody. Consistency.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, okay? If you're going to, like, I'll suspend my disbelief. I will. I do. A lot. But make it make sense, everybody. But anyway, so we get to the main event. And Sammy comes down. Again, why are you sending your champion out first? I understand in this situation, sure. Don't send your champion out first. No. The prestige. Give the prestige to the title. Title comes out second. Whatever. Sammy gets to the ring. His music's going. Again, 50-50 with the crowd. Which is weird for Chicago.
Yeah, it's half and half.
Because obviously, Chicago, very wrestling like town. Like very, very much they are deeply embedded in wrestling. So of course they're going to cheer for Sami Zayn. They know the history like we do. They are the IWC in live person.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sammy's in the ring, lays his top down on the ground, which I thought was a great visual. He's like, bring the challenge on. And then we get the
camera cut to the back.
Camera cut to the back of the stadium.
The barriers start coming up.
And you just see
the moment you see the kick pads, you know who it is.
I was like, oh my days. I wonder who it could have been. It was Kanye West, everybody. He's from Chicago too.
Disappointing.
Now, this is tough for me. So I'm a CM Punk guy.
And this is why we were talking about earlier moments. That you've already got the Chicago pop from Survivor Series like 2-3 years ago. You're just playing into old favoritism and getting the Chicago pop now.
100%. And you could have had a bigger pop. I guarantee you would have gotten a bigger pop if you had Sami Zayn versus like a Jey Uso, who in Chicago no one would want to win.
No,
they would be hot as hell for Sami. And then as soon as Sami gets that 1, 2, 3, boom, you play CM Punk's music. Come for you, Sami. I'm on SmackDown now. Huge pop. That would have fucking erupted. Nope. No. The number one challenger who has been on TV for a little bit. And again, we're CM Punk guys. We love CM Punk.
Love CM Punk, but I'm very conflicted here. I know what I wanted. I wanted Sami Zayn.
I wanted Sami Zayn. I'm not conflicted at all. I wanted Sami Zayn.
I wanted Sami Zayn. No, I'm conflicted in the sense of I like them both, but I wanted Sami Zayn to win.
Fair. I agree.
I'm conflicted in I really like both of them, but I wanted Sami Zayn.
But anyway, so the barriers come up. It's glorious. Glorious. Watch out for our music bracket.
2 weeks time.
2 weeks time. Goes up and pop is huge. But CM Punk, he comes down, cultivate personality plays, and they had a fucking awesome match.
But I mean, the thing is, you had the CM Punk chants all through the night. The fans would have been more pissed if it wasn't there.
It was so telegraphed though because of that. Again, have the CM Punk chants throughout the night. That's fine. Allude to it. Bring him out after Sami beats him. At least have one title defense, dude.
Got nothing. He literally had nothing. He had 9 days of.
9 days. Sami Zayn.
The match itself was really.
I loved it. I thought it was really good. It was very old school.
It was very old school. I think they both, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, showed their age.
Yeah.
Okay?
I will say
and that. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Because 10 years ago, they would have been. That 30 minutes would have felt like 60. This felt like 30. Like it felt.
Yeah, it felt. It was very. It was very.
It felt like a slow 30 rather than a quick 60. Is what I mean. Like it felt like it did go on for a bit.
I was. Yeah. There were moments. Don't get me wrong. There were moments in this match where I was like, "All right, speed it up." But I get it.
But it was still a great. It was still a great match.
I thought it was a great match because it seemed more. I would say for me, it seemed less like showing their age and more a very methodical sort of. And I will say the commentary, especially Corey Graves, did a great job of this. Saying like, well, CM Punk's been off for a while. Is there ring rust? Yada. So, which helps, I suppose, in terms of the suspension of disbelief. Well, he just came back. Sammy's obviously not prepared for CM Punk because he was expecting Cody. I get it.
Yeah, that's fine. I can get by it in that sense.
I won't give this a double dubs up.
No.
I'll give this I'll give it a dub because it's two of my favorite wrestlers wrestling. It was good.
It's a dub because of favoritism, and I don't want that to sound horrible. It's a dub because of favoritism.
But it is that. If you're an outsider who doesn't like Sammy or Punk or hasn't watched
wrestling, if this was Jay versus Sammy, this would have been like no dub.
Oh, this
would have been like no dub or not a dub at all. Like not a dub, it would have been fucking horrible. But CM Punk and Sami Zayn, two great workers, two great workhorses, two favorites. So that's
and I would say it gets it up for me because the first 12, 15, good solid wrestling. Like nothing to complain about. But the pace was a bit slow, I will say that. But last little bit, last run up. That was good. I like that. Except
and I know where you're alluding to this, and I agree.
And we just said it in the Cody match with Jey Uso. Sami Zayn, I think, hits CM Punk with 3 go to sleeps. His own finisher 3 times.
Yeah, but the thing is, he hit not after the first one. I think he hit twice. Right? I think he hit it twice. He never hit a haluva kick.
Sammy never hit a hula kick.
And
But
Sammy never
CM
hit a
Punk
hula
did.
kick, but Sammy hits him with a GTS. Now, 10 years ago, 13 years ago, it would have been protected, and Sammy probably would have won on the GTS. Okay?
Yeah.
No, Punk kicks out after 2 with the GTS.
Now, I'll suspend my disbelief because he's in Chicago for that. So I'll give you one. I'll give you one, WWE. I'll give you just the one.
But, second time Sammy did it, he immediately hit a Blue Thunder Bomb, which is his signature move, which is your second go-to if your finisher doesn't work.
So you go to sleep, and a Blue Thunder Bomb back to back.
Now, the first Blue Thunder Bomb he hit showed power. This was the Blue Thunder Bomb. Okay, the Blue Thunder Bomb that he hit the first time was him literally trying hard.
He got it. He didn't get him
Because
all
he
the
went
way
for the
up into the
Bulldog.
right set. Yeah, he went for the Bulldog
Punk
and he
went for the
reversed
Bulldog,
it.
and he just picked him up, rather showed power, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
But this GTS where he hit him, bounced off the ropes, and then he did the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Got the momentum.
It was a beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb, and he still kicked out. And at this point, I went,
Punk's on him.
done. There was still a glimmer of hope. Like, you could have Punk come back. The heat that would have happened, if you really were thinking about turning Sammy a heel, you would have had him beat. You would have had him beat Punk
in Chicago
with the GTS and then the Blue Thunder Bomb done in Chicago.
Yeah.
You would have had Sammy go from that half and half. Like, you would have actually had him go from a tween area as he is now,
full heel heat,
and Punk could have survived it.
Oh, easily.
But the moment he kicked out of that,
the Ratten was on the
Sammy
wall.
was dead in the water.
That's it. And
sometimes you know why he was dead in the water? Because Punk hit Sammy with his haluva kick. It's not bad.
It looked pretty good, actually. I was quite impressed, actually.
A guy who doesn't get his leg up that high, it looks ever.
Yeah.
Look decent. But then he hits the one GTS.
Just one.
And then Sammy's out. And it wasn't even as good as Sammy's GTS's. It was awful.
I wouldn't say awful, but it wasn't good.
CM Punk standards, it was awful.
Well, CM Punk standards, sure. It was one of the worst I've ever seen.
But, again, it wasn't that bad. But he hits him with one, and Sammy goes out. You have done Sammy dirty in a 9-day stint, losing that way.
9 days.
It's awful. It was a shit show. Crowd pops. Punk does his kiss.
Yeah.
Everything.
Leads through the crowd like he did 2011. Cool.
Celebrates. Whatever. Cool. You now have literally gone. Every time we get to a hometown, that person's going to win. You did it. You did it in Saudi with Sammy. You've now done it 2 weeks later.
Now I'm automatically thinking that's
why I'm
Brock Lesnar's going to win.
And that's what I'm saying. If you get Chad Gable through, Chad Gable's going to win that. You can have Chad Gable win it on night one or whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Every time you get to one of these places, you're going to be going, cool.
Hometown hero wins. Yeah, because they need a moment. They need a moment.
We called it as well when they came to London. Page one. Didn't need to have Page win.
No.
Page one.
She also won on SmackDown the day after.
Don't need it.
No. You can have them lose in their hometown. It's not a bad thing.
Heat on people that way. You could have had Sammy carry this through to SummerSlam, and beating CM Punk in Chicago on Raw would have given you the heat that you needed to turn Sammy into a heel.
And you have a built-in,
what he should be.
And you have a built-in triple threat after that. Because CM Punk called his shot against Cody months ago. Cody has a rematch. He wasn't allowed to wrestle. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I lost you for a second there. No, you're back.
I lost you.
Yeah, we both froze for a second. even the internet's getting heated about this, bro. You back?
I think so.
Okay. That's the heat. Call it the heat.
I think so. I don't know why it's... You got it on pause.
So, apologies for that, everyone listening. We had a bit of internet connectivity issues.
Surprising in this day and age.
Yeah, well, is it? But you had a built-in triple threat there, right? Cody, Sammy, a little bit of Gunther in the back. Triple fatal four-way. Gunther's
That's what I
there.
thought. That's what I thought was going to happen.
But we didn't get that. We got Sammy losing clean as a whistle. And I don't know, I'm and it's not because I'm a ride or die. It's not because I'm a big Sami Zayn fan. It's because I don't understand why you would do it. You know?
Yeah.
Why let Cody drop the title if you're just gonna have Cody, CM Punk at SummerSlam?
Again, people are saying it could have been Brock Lesnar on the transition so that you get it on Oba at the match, which probably makes a bit more sense, like a little bit. But using Sammy as a transition to make Cody look good is crap, because you don't make Cody look good by losing at Night of Champions anyway.
No, and you make him look petty by having a number one contenders match on the first SmackDown after that.
Yeah. So I don't know why they go. The only way that this kind of justifies itself is if we get a full-on CM Punk heel run. The only way that I'm going to buy into this is if we get CM Punk coming back or coming to SmackDown, having a face-to-face interaction with Sammy, but laying into him like, Sammy, I know you weren't prepared or whatever, but you were never, ever meant to be a champion. You were never going to be that guy. Like, full on blowing in his face, right? It will never work because people love CM Punk too much.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right? People love CM Punk too much. It will never work. But the only way it will work is if it becomes him being the full-on heel that we know he can be and that he was in his first stint.
I mean, I could see it working if you had that Friday Night SmackDown there. The opener was CM Punk, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Sammy comes out and let CM Punk lay into him, like really, really like have a go at him. Cool, you want your rematch? We'll have it tonight. And then in that rematch, he squashes Sammy, like low blow or something, like he does something very dastardly.
Mm.
And that's how I get it. And then maybe, like, I don't know, there's running from Cody, and that's how you set up the SummerSlam match. But I have a bigger issue with this. More than I have a massive issue with the CM Punk winning it. Because CM Punk as champ is never a bad thing, as far as I'm concerned. I just think this was done in a terrible way.
Yeah.
The big issue with this, or the bigger issue with this, is what we were chatting about prior to us talking about this entire saga. What the fuck have you done with Johnny Gargano now? Because I thought, and we chatted about it after Sammy won, we had a big fat conversation about it.
Yeah.
We could see Johnny Gargano like, oh, Sammy won it. Amazing. That perks him up. That actually gets him back on the track of being Johnny wrestling. And, like, you know, having that whole run. I could see it. I envisioned it. I saw it. I saw the lights all the way up until Royal Rumble, even. John just goes on an absolute tear, beating everybody, and then him versus Sammy, and that whole built-in storyline. Well, Sammy, you're the one who kept telling me someone like me could win it, and you reversed that underdog situation. But now, what you've done is you've taken all that backstage interaction, and I loved it on the first Friday night after he won at Non-Champions, when he was backstage and having a great time and like really had he wet the water bottle again. I was like, but this is in a good way because it's a little things like that.
Perked up Sammy.
He perked up Sammy was great. So now the only thing I could possibly think that you do is Johnny perks up again and he's like, well, if anything, you told me this is a terrible thing to do. Because yeah, you did win it, but then you lost it immediately. What's even the point? Again, which is terrible. I hate that.
What? Okay, so I'll run this to you because I've been thinking about it for a minute, right? I suppose since after the CM Punk Sammy match, and it's kind of going on, and since since I mentioned it and everything about Johnny, and you like talk about it later, I kind of thought about it as well. What if we get Johnny? So you get the rematch, right? It'll never happen. You get the rematch, or you get it at another point, and it becomes like there's a switch that happens in Johnny, not in the sense of, oh, I can do this, but more of like, you know what, this is bullshit. We're boys from the indies. Sammy's, kind of gave me that bit of hope. I need to fucking do something, and he becomes like,
I like that.
an aggressor. Like he starts. There's the switch that goes off, and he doesn't just sort of do this whole lumbering around thing. He does it. He gets this, like, you can see the switch go and click, and he's sort of lying there, and he goes, and he helps himself up. And Candace obviously is like, "What the fuck, Johnny?"
Yeah.
He doesn't say a word to her. He's just like,
enough of this
he
shit.
gives her this look. He just gives her this look, and then he goes out and he goes on a tear. And it could be like during Sammy versus Punk, and he just goes in. He could cost Sammy the match, but he just goes in and sort of lays into Punk like, this guy was the one who was giving me hope, and you fucking ruined that. And he's just laying into Punk in a way.
I like that a lot. I love that.
Because you give some injection to it. It, for me, is a way to get a great match out of Punk versus Johnny. Doesn't have to be a title match.
No, just be a match, yeah.
Sammy could get disqualified, and this could be the way of, okay, it wasn't my fault. I didn't lose. Injected into the three-way at SummerSlam between him, Cody, and Punk. It's probably their favorite thing to do now. But
even if after that, if they both lose, which they probably would, right? This is the one time I would say, well, you could take these two singles wrestlers and push them together into a tag team called the Last Real Good Guys.
Yeah.
With Candace as their manager. That's okay, cool. I'm down with that. Then they fight their way into a tag team title match. That'd be great.
I'm fine with that.
Because what are we doing with Johnny right now? Nothing. This dude has been lying on stuff for months.
Whatever. You had him have like one interaction where he won a championship opportunity for like the North American title or whatever it was on NXT. He lost, and then you had him immediately come back and do his schlock of lying on a table. People love it. It's a goldmine. Don't get me wrong, because the social media is blowing up for Johnny on just doing the Johnny Gargano or whatever. But there comes to a point where it's like, okay, this is too much.
Well, that's thin. That's what we
said
with LA Knight. Well, that's it. With LA Knight, with Sami Zayn. There comes a time where it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already like, you and I both love the behind the scenes Johnny Gargano, Sammy stuff. It's our bread and butter. We really like this sort of thing.
But let's just...
Even I think, now that you've dropped the title of Sammy after 9 days, I'm never going to get over that. When do you pull the trigger if it's not now? Because if it goes on for another 2 months, I'm not going to care anymore.
No. So that, I also made a note of that, and they alluded to that. It's the shortest undisputed title reign. I'm not saying championship reign, because let's be honest, Drew McIntyre's and CM Punk's heavyweight championship reigns were shorter.
Even Kane's was. He had it for a night.
No. Well, I'm saying in this modern era.
No, for sure. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's the shortest reign, it says, that they alluded to in 5 years.
5 years, damn.
So, and that's why I say undisputed. I put undisputed only next to it, because Drew won and then lost it to Priest. Because of Punk, and then Punk won and lost it to Seth, right? So those were same night situations. So that's why I'm not saying that's technically a championship reign.
100%.
I say undisputed. So,
but I feel like they're just not going to do that with Johnny and Sammy. I feel like what they're going to do is going to regress to woe is me, Sammy. You know?
Yeah, and I don't want that.
No one liked that.
Or have Johnny get pissed off for Sammy, have Sammy be pissed off, and have them go down to NXT, wreck shit, work their way into SmackDown, wreck shit, and just have them be like, we're like the last proper
Real good
we're
guys.
The last good guys. We're the last real wrestlers.
I'm fine with
Because
that
they're
if you
both
do
indie
something with
boys.
that. But
They're
that's
both
what
indie
that's
boys.
what I'm saying, dude.
And
As
be
long as
like,
they
no,
do
we
something
are
with it, but they
taking-
need to
we
do
are
it now.
We are taking wrestling back. So that's what I say. You go to NXT, you wreck shit in NXT from top to bottom. You then come into SmackDown, you wreck shit from top to bottom. Go to Raw, wreck shit
Fair.
from top to bottom. And
Yeah.
just be like, we are taking wrestling back. Because it's hard to watch people who
It's
did the
incredibly hard
work
to
and
watch.
did the grind to be in a position of this.
I think that's probably the most real thing ever. It's hard to watch now. That's why I'm so pissed about this, because I think over the years we've given WWE a lot of leeway, and I'm not talking the last 3 or 4 years. I'm talking our entire lives. We've been watching WWE, right? But we're old now, and unfortunately for WWE, because we're old and we've watched so much of it,
we have a standard.
We A, have a standard, and B, we are very adamant about how, like, and again, you can do whatever you want. Like that, I'm not saying like you have to do it our way. No one's saying that. No one's saying that. But there has to be a sort of consistency and a sort of a level of storytelling that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as of right now, this makes zero sense to me.
I'm with
Nothing in the last 2 weeks of Raw and SmackDown has made any sense to me.
No.
We went on for about 20
It's
minutes
like
the
a
other
hot
day
mess.
about how the Death Riders might be on AEW, might be heels, but maybe they're not. Because that doesn't make any sense. That's that just started. And we're like, what the fuck? Because they are consistent in their storytelling at least. You know, which is why it was such a sticking point for us. We're like, it just doesn't make sense after since you been watching AEW.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. This is a bit weird. This is very much like a, I don't know, Vince Russo sort of booking situation. Or Vince McMahon situation. Whereas this is stupid. It's beyond, doesn't make sense.
It's so weird, right? Like, and I say this in the sense of, I don't think you and I will stop watching WWE as bad as the product gets, right?
No, we won't.
And I think WWE realized until AEW has a proper grip on the market, they can do this and people will still keep coming back to it.
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't view it as wrestling, they view it as a product.
Yeah.
People buy the product.
Whereas I am very much I don't think we'll stop watching. But I think I might get to that point in 6 months where if I'm really pissed off with the product, I might walk away for a few years just because I'm like, I don't want to be. I like being angry and I like having an opinion. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm an angry person. But with something like this, where it's a real passion for us and a passion, otherwise we would never have started this or done this. It's a real passion for us. I loathe to be pushed away from something that I'm passionate about, but I fear I may get to that point. I don't think I will, but I fear that that's going to get to a point where I'm like, I've had enough. I'm turning off of this. I might get to that point where AW entertains me so much more. In the 3 months that we've been doing this, 3-4 months we've been doing this, I have much more of an interest and a desire to watch AEW.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know why. It's just I don't want to be pushed that point, and that's what I'm saying. I think WWE has this stranglehold of, doesn't matter how crap we are in our product, doesn't matter what shit we put out, we know people will start coming back.
I think
if the IWC if the IWC as a collective just went, fuck it, for a month, boycott WWE and see what they do, they probably will feel something.
Absolutely, 100%.
And they'll be like, shit, we need to get them back. How are we going to do this? Put on more entertaining product. But then they'll do it for like 6 months, and then they'll revert back to type, and then everyone will get pissed off and stay there for another 5 years again.
I agree, man. I agree, 100%. That's exactly what they'll do. They've done it before. Because we have stopped watching WWE. There was a stage where we didn't watch that. But that's when we got into Ring of Honor and TNA.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is the difference is now we have, because we didn't have WCW.
No,
there wasn't a competing
if we
product.
had anything, we had dragons of WCW.
Yeah, the worst part of it, right?
We didn't have the middle piece where WCW was dominating.
Whereas now we do have something. We have AEW, and they have been putting on a good product for so long. Yeah, they had a bit of a shit, but who doesn't? You know, WWE has put on shit for a long time. There's only so much shit you can eat before you're done with it.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm with you. I don't think I'll stop watching it, but there will be a point if they keep on this road that I'm gonna be like, no, fuck it, dude. We'll just watch the PLEs. We won't even watch. No, actually, that's it. We won't even watch. They don't even give programs packages.
Yeah, they don't give us the hype packages, so it's not like we can catch up on anything.
No, I'll go into the plan.
This looks actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
No, there's no hype packages.
Oh, Sol Ruka's fighting Becky Lynch. Oh, well, I wish I knew the story behind that. Yeah.
I'm genuinely worried about that. Like for myself, for you, those sorts of things.
I think at this stage, and I don't want to end this podcast. I mean, again, we thought this might be a short one, it might be a long one. This is probably our longest podcast in a while. I don't want to end it on a negative note.
Oh God, no.
So I will say, as much as we've been ragging on WWE, I also feel like I say this at the end of every goddamn WWE podcast we do. You have opportunity here.
Yeah.
We have Saturday Night's Main Event coming up. We have SummerSlam. SummerSlam's always a fun show. But just don't fuck it up. It's not that difficult. It's really not that. How many times have we in a podcast riffing, bullshitting, talking about our opinions, being like, this is a good storyline. It might not be for everybody. A lot of people will disagree with us. I guarantee it. Oh. Most people probably would. But are better storylines than what you're giving us right now.
And if it's true that they're using AI to write a storyline, stop using AI for everything. Use human emotion and use a human person to go, actually, this is getting over because this is what humans understand.
100%.
Ask us questions. Get input from us to help the writers or help creativity.
Go on Reddit. Go on Reddit and see what people are thinking. That's it. I'll tell you what. I'll do you one better. WWE. Use AI. But then have someone read it.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Have someone vet it. You know, just go through and be like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, no. Why is Sol Ruka in the WWE Men's Championship division? That doesn't make sense. Stop doing that. You can't just ask it to generate something and then not vet it. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's a machine. It doesn't have emotion. We have emotion. Simple stuff.
But yeah, you do have the ability and you do have the stars and incredible talent to put on something great. Just figure out how to use them properly and stop giving us reworked storylines or old conflicts and old interactions.
I'll give you an example. You know what they finally gotten rid of after many, many years of doing it? Their whole industry was built on this. Was the Great American Champion versus the Foreign Heel. When's the last time we saw that? Years ago. Ivan Koloff. It didn't work then either. That was like the last real sort of, Russian heel versus American, superstar, whatever. There's a reason you stopped doing that because no one cares about that. There's no such thing as that anymore. Just do that again. Just think about it. If you have someone chanting for Obafemi, push Obafemi. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. That's the whole point of this. We'll keep watching. We'll keep watching it. If it fails, we're fine with being wrong. But what you're doing right now, WWE, it's on you specifically, is you're not allowing us to be wrong. You're not allowing us to be right. You're like, no, it doesn't matter what we think at all. You'll buy it anyway. Stop that.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a mess where they know they have us in a grip.
Exactly. And this comes back to the moments thing. I think if they have moments, they'll keep selling out. No, you won't. No, you won't. The greatest movie quotes of all time are the greatest movie quotes of all time because there was been a story behind it. I'll be back. Terminator. Why do we care about that? Not because Arnold Schwarzenegger said it. If Roman Reigns said something stupid like that, I wouldn't care. It's because up until that point, they built a story around that. It's just, there's no such thing as moments. You have to build a moment.
Yeah. I'm good with it.
I'm good with it too. You know, again, I hate to end a podcast on a dour note, but I mean, I feel like this is a more hopeful sort of thing. It's like we are just looking for something to be a little bit more better.
Yep.
You know, just a tad. A little bit more consistent storytelling, a little bit more sort of, you know, I don't know, thought process. Don't use AI to write a storyline because it doesn't work.
Just do a human thing.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just give me a reason to care.
Yeah, that's it.
I think just give me something. I'll latch onto it. I have proven for 30 years. You have proven for 30 years. If you give us a reason to care, we will latch onto it and we'll fucking run with it.
Yeah.
We will buy your t-shirts.
Yeah, we will.
You know? Proctagon. It's there.
It's there. But anyway,
we digress. I feel like that's actually how we should end off most of our podcast with we digress.
But anyway, we digress.
We digress. Too sweet. But we do digress. We thank you so much. This has been one of our longer ones. Again, This is not our State of the Nation. That's going to be even longer, I guarantee it. That might be a two-parter, I think.
Well, that's going to be the State of Nation because it's like WWE and AEW specific. Like,
yeah.
It's going to be a combo of what's wrong with wrestling, what's right with wrestling.
Exactly.
But we should not remiss to allow the people to know that your birthday, 2 weeks' time, we will be doing best WWE entrance song of all time. Actually, no, I lied.
So
not even WWE. It's the best entrance music
across the board.
Of all time.
That's gonna be great. Get in the comments, let us know what you think. Yeah. Me and Gozzy just running through it, seeing a mono. Trying to see what's the best one.
But we will have a special guest.
Gozzy, you can't tell them that. We're supposed to be running.
But we just need to let them know that there will be someone.
There will be someone.
We don't have to say who.
That's true. We don't know who it will be. It's a surprise. You gotta tune in next week on BTF and Doves. But anyway, I'm Rone, your co-host with the OTG Gozzy. Thank you again for listening, especially with this one. It was a long one, but we hope you
enjoyed it
and
understood and appreciated.
We need to vent on this one. We need to really get some stuff off our chest.
This needed to come out after the most recent events. That's all.
Yeah. And this is a preview to the State of the Nation. That's gonna be way worse. But we appreciate you. Every single time.
Appreciate everyone, and we again just like, subscribe, share, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Spotify, everywhere you can find it.
Everywhere you can find us, and never forget, always stay too sweet.